of the internet. Welcome to the Gallant Horde. Today, these 6 lovely people are going to attempt to rescue a child who has been kidnapped by someone horrible. They assume. Must be horrible to kidnap a child, right? You will notice we have some new faces today, which is very exciting. Welcome to the Horde, Nathan and Corey. It is very exciting to have new faces. It makes me happy. We have, in fact, 3 new characters who have never been seen before because Kit has gone all the way around and back to the start. So we will introduce them shortly. Before we get into all of that, though, let's talk about some giveaways. Our in-game giveaway is already live in chat because apparently Adam has no chill. It is the Sunforger Warhammer.
Ooh.
Sounds super impressive.
Yeah.
So you can type !shiny thing in the chat on Twitch, and someone will be given said hammer at the break. If the person who wins is a Gallant Horde member, the hammer will magically appear in their house. If they are not a Gallant Horde member, then you can gift it to any Gallant Horde member you wish. If you are not a Gallant Horde member, the obvious question is, why not? Join us! Make a deal with an Archfey. Sell your soul. It's great fun. It's the best time you'll ever have, playing D&D on the internet. I'm convinced. So do the thing. There's probably a link by now. If there isn't, there will be soon. Join the Horde. Woo! We have hit our Birds of a Feather goal for this month already, which is pretty freaking cool. So thank you for that. Our next Birds of a Feather group will be Wizards. We will be running a marble race to see who gets to play in the Wizards game sometime in the near future. We haven't locked that in yet, but it will be soon. If you are interested in that, you must be a subscriber to our Twitch channel. And in our Discord, we have a channel called The Toasted Ogre, which is Twitch subscribers only, and you can sign up to be one of our wizards in that channel. If you haven't already done so, go and do the thing. Hit subscribe. At the moment, our current goal is 100 new or renewed subscribers, and if we hit that, then one of our subscribers will be able to design and, if they want to, play an NPC in a Gallant Horde mission. We've had this happen twice so far. That is how we got Amnon the Apothecary, and that is how we got Eric with a K, Bard and singer for the He Wishes He Was a God. Artagan. That's our current thing that we're doing there. We have a bunch of Birds of a Feather games scheduled coming up in the next few months. We have Rogues, Warlocks, and Druids coming up in June, August, and September. So keep an eye out for that. I think that's all my things. Really, really quickly. Got through that real fast. So I'm going to get you all to please introduce your lovely selves and your characters to our delightful audience. And I will roll our potion of resistance for today, starting with Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura, and I play Zenashi, or Zen, who is the Shadar-Kai wizard, one of 2 blade singers today, and also a cleric of fate.
Dave.
I'm Dave. I'll be playing Tess, who is a Oath of Atonement paladin, and she's a Harengon, so a rabbit person.
Nice. Nick.
I am Nick. I am also playing a Harengon rabbit person, but her name is Zinrie, and she is a Way of the Shadow monk.
Excellent. Nathan, welcome!
Hello. My name is Nathan. I am actually going to be playing Zataz, a blade singer bard. A blade singer bard, I'm sorry. My words got confused there for a second.
Awesome. Kit!
Hey. Yeah, hi, I am playing Briney, the Water Genasi paladin who is, what is my oath? Oath of the Watchers.
What is my oath?
What is my oath? New character, who it is?
I don't know. Corey! Welcome to the Horde, Corey! Woo!
Right, thank you. I'm Corey. I'm playing a Warforged Artificer, who is aptly nicknamed Marky.
Marky. We already love Marky in the Horde, so I'm sure everyone else is going to also love Marky. Alrighty, your potion of resistance today is resistance to poison. Will it be handy? Who knows? Me, I know. So, if the chat deigns to give you a potion of resistance, you may drink it at any point in the game. You must tell me that you are drinking it if you wish to gain said resistance. If you don't tell me you have drunk it, I will assume you have not.
And it lasts an hour?
It lasts an hour. Yes.
Okay.
Correct. All right. So,
Are you ready for the super confusing game of Z names?
Yeah.
I'm glad we called Marky and not something beginning with a Z. All right. So, chat is already doing their thing, and there are already inspirations happening and potions of resistance happening. So, try to keep track if you can. You can probably assume you have resistance, but if you want to use it, just check in, I guess. There are little icons on the Twitch screens to show you who has what. Okay, is there anything any of you would like to do before you enter the throne room to begin this mission today?
Zen is going to take her, because she doesn't in-game know what the potion of resistance is, she's going to take her bead from her last mission and drink a giant stein of beer and have resistance to poison damage for an hour. Just in case.
Zinrie's gonna do the same thing. She's like,
Wait.
all right, let's drink poison. Yeah.
She's like, just in case, she'll cheers Zinrie. And
Yeah. Cheers.
Cool.
Yeah, Tess is not going to drink her beer because she wants to have as clear a head as possible for this.
it's
Even
one
though
beer.
it's a beer that's probably not going to get you anywhere drunk because it gives you resistance to poison.
It does. Magic beer.
Magic
That's
beer.
the best kind of beer.
Fantasyland, everyone. Okay.
But she will give a small ring off her pinky finger to Zinrie, with the instructions that when we get to the child, put this on the child, and then if they're close by, I can protect them a bit more.
Cool.
Okay. Will do.
Zen looks at Tess and Zinrie and is like, we're the seasoned adventurers on this mission.
You sure are. Yep. It's always funny when the littles suddenly realize they're not the littles anymore.
Briney's going to explain to Blue that he might disappear, but she'll bring him back tomorrow. That is her little white pony with side-eye steed that she's bringing with her, but she'll explain it to him.
Okay. However, just for the benefit of the audience, I would like you to know that the Horde buff team buffed the mounts and the familiars more than they buffed the characters today. So the mounts and the familiars got more temporary hit points.
That's
because Jean-Luc.
Because we saw one get bamfed in the arena the other day and we didn't like it.
Man, I thought people were gonna kill me for killing Brock.
Yeah. I mean, they're still reeling from me killing Briney, so you know.
Yeah.
Get in line. Anyway. Alright. So, you all enter the throne room. The lady is wearing a very simple sundress that has flowers that look like flowers drawn by a child in a pattern all over it. And she says, hello, adventurers. Welcome. For some of you, this is your first foray out into the world since you joined us. Hopefully it will be relatively uncomplicated. Did you have any questions for me before I send you on your way?
Will you be sending us to the family of the child first?
That
So
seems
that we know where to bring
logical.
them?
Yes, that was my intent, unless you wanted me to do something different.
No, that's the way it should be done. Thank you, Your Majesty. Kurt.
No?
Tess is her usual stoic self in the presence of the lady.
Well, we've got a job to do. We know what we're doing. I think we've been planning. I think we're okay.
Tess will distribute some ginger to the newer characters.
Marky can't eat anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
someone's
to be fair,
I'm good.
To be fair, Marky also probably isn't going to be, made nauseated
Affected.
by teleportation.
Zook shakes his head.
Zen is fine. She's pretty used to teleporting.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, best of luck. And she claps her hand. And you all feel that teleportation tug in your belly that feels like going over a hill too fast. And you find yourselves on some beautifully manicured lawns. And there is a large house in front of you. It's exquisite. It's the sort of house where it's very clear that someone has spent a lot of time and money making it look effortlessly beautiful. The gardens there are like topiaries and beautiful hedges that are perfectly trimmed into perfect shapes. Everything is gorgeous. What do you want to do?
Well, this is probably the house.
Let's go and approach.
Yeah. So we'll head towards the door to knock.
Possibly leave the horses here.
Yeah, in the grass.
I'll be right back, Blue. Give him a little pat on the neck and head up to the door.
Okay, who's knocking?
Zen will knock.
Okay. There's a moment, and then the door opens, and you see a very tall, very skinny, to the point of almost skeletal skinny, human man. He looks at you and he goes, "Yes, hello, can I help you?"
We've been sent by the Lady Bellatrix to help you.
You are immediately all teleported back to the
Oh my god!
The lady looks at you and she goes, that was very quick.
It happens sooner or later.
Good job, everybody. Good job.
Cool, we're
I
done.
have waited 52 streams for this to happen. I'm so happy.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
Everyone gets teleported back. Everyone gets teleported back.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the code word.
Recall. Yeah, don't say it. Oh my goodness.
She looks at you confused and she's like, "You just left. Is that you're not going to the Feywild? I didn't think there was some sort of weird time dilation."
Can you send this back? I messed up.
What?
The horses are just like, what? Where did they
No,
go?
the horses came back too because it's all part of the.
Part of the
yeah.
thing. Oh my goodness.
Please do not use the code word until you are ready to return. Yes?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
I didn't trance properly last night.
She claps her hands and you reappear in the same spot. The butler is standing at the door looking extremely confused because 6 people showed up and then disappeared and have now reappeared back where they started.
Zen,
Hello? Are you alright? What just happened?
yes, we are. Sorry about that. We've been sent to help.
Right. Are you the aide that the master and mistress were expecting?
Yes.
Excellent. Do come in. And he shows you in to a drawing room. Once again, it is extremely tastefully decorated. You have no feelings, Zenashi. Stop. Shh. Laura has feelings, though. That was amazing.
Someone was gonna do it eventually.
Yep.
As they walk through the house, Tess would just whisper to Zen, Michelle, and Sylvia.
Thank you.
Okay. So you are shown into a parlor, drawing room sort of room. It is everything in this house is perfectly decorated. Extremely tasteful. beautifully done, very like not over the top, but just enough so that you know there's money here. And you see a human man and woman sitting side by side on a like sofa. Sofa is a very comfortable word for this item of furniture. It doesn't look like it's designed for comfort. It looks like it's designed to look good. They're both sitting very upright. They both look like they haven't slept or eaten enough in the last little while. The woman stands up and she moves over. She comes towards you and she goes, "Oh, thank goodness you're here. We've been so worried and concerned." You can see that she's been crying, like she's clearly distraught. What do you need from us to get our little girl back?
Any information you have about where she is?
Well,
possibly who has taken her.
All we have is this, and she sort of gestures, and her husband comes up and he has a note, and he hands it to you, and it is very crudely written. It looks like it's been written by someone who doesn't do a lot of writing. And it just says very simply, if you want your kid back, send, I think it was 5,000 gold is what I told you, 5,000 gold. And then there's like a crudely drawn map with an X.
Okay.
And where is this location that this map is showing?
Well, we think that so there's a forest just beyond the grounds, and it's quite wild, and there have been rumors and stories of some sort of bandit troop taking up residence in it. Terrible stories. They seem very fierce and prone to violence, which is why we're, as you can understand, concerned. We would happily pay 5,000 gold to get our daughter back, but we're not convinced that they will not just ask for more.
And if you do it once, it implies that you'll do it again.
Yes. So we would rather deal to the heart of the problem and ensure her safety.
Yes.
Tess is going to come over and sort of squat down so that she's at the level of the mother, and say, "One mother to another, we'll get your kid back."
Thank you. He has that look of someone who is being very stoic and brave, but is like this close to bursting into tears.
Does she have any identifying jewelry or anything like that that she might still have on her?
She was wearing a blue dress. She wears a necklace with a little sunflower. I don't know if she'll still have that on her, of course. We have a picture, and she like brings out this sort of framed portrait of a little girl, brown hair, cute little human girl.
Tess will study it as closely as she can, especially the necklace.
Is there something that we could say to her that she would know that we are from you, so she would feel safe going with us? Some nickname or story or something.
Oh, well, her father, and she sort of turns to, and he's just been sitting there, and he just looks like he looks like a if you sort of blew vaguely in his direction, he would fall over. Like he is very shaky and not okay. Like she's clearly the stronger of the two, and you know, in terms of constitution.
Yeah.
And he looks up and he goes, "Oh, I call her," and he kind of smiles slightly apologetically at Tess and Zinrie, little bunny.
Okay.
That'll be very useful, thank you.
She likes to jump, you see. In puddles, out of trees, it's a problem. But honestly, I would give anything to watch her jump out of a tree and give me a heart attack right now.
This might seem like a strange question, but how does she feel about horses?
Oh, this is the mother again. She's been riding since she could walk. Maybe even before she could walk.
Excellent. Okay.
Are there any local law enforcement in town?
There's not really a lot of town around here. There's us, and then there's a sort of settlement about, I don't know, 5 miles away. But town is a generous word. These people are not very well off, and we do what we can. And you will recall that in your conversation with the lady, she said that these people are well-meaning, but don't entirely understand what help is actually helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from that very privileged kind of, but they mean well and they try. And yes, she says they're very not very well educated and well. We do what we can, but there's only so much you can do.
So no law enforcement.
No, not exactly.
Self-governed-ish.
Yes.
The nearest city, it doesn't matter if it's days travel away.
The nearest city is probably a week's travel.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Can I get the name of that city, please?
Sure. Please hold.
Please hold for name.
Please hold for medieval city generator. That's a stupid name. Go again. Does that just give you... that gives you a real... It is called Huntbury-Stoke.
Huntbury-Stoke.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Well,
do we know anything about the bandits? Are they local, or did they arrive recently? Do we know anything about them?
They settled in recently. All we really know is that they are very violent. They have taken to robbing anyone who goes anywhere into the forest, or along the roads that go through the forest. They've set up some sort of encampment. It seems quite sophisticated, but we don't go near because anyone who goes near just, doesn't really come back.
When we were teleported to the premise, what was the security situation like here?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
First roll of the game.
I know. Oh my god.
And first roll on stream of your character.
I know. Oh my god.
Pressure though.
Pressure.
That is 14 plus 5 for a 19.
19.
19 is good.
There is no obvious security. There's no people patrolling or anything of that nature. But Marky knows some shit. And he would recognize that there are other kinds of security on this area. Just very discreetly put sigils in places and that kind of thing. But nothing that would take away from the prettiness of the gardens.
Marky then will ask the parents, can you talk us through a little bit how she was kidnapped? I imagine it is not very easy to get past the defenses you've put in place.
He looks slightly surprised that you noticed the defenses and maybe a little impressed. And she says, well, Alyssa has a habit of roaming. She's a very adventurous child, or at least she has been up to now. Maybe this will teach her not to be. I don't know. But she had wandered off the grounds. While on the grounds, it is unlikely anyone could get her, but she had wandered out. We don't know exactly why. It could have been a pretty butterfly for all we know. One of the staff saw her going into the woods, and when we went to retrieve her, we found this stuck to a tree with a dagger.
How long was that period of time between seeing her and checking on her?
Maybe half an hour. It's not unusual for her to just be playing outside.
I
think
guess they were sort of waiting for the opportunity then, or at least
it does seem
coaxed her
likely.
over.
In a place like this, general vicinity, a place like this draws attention.
I guess we can rule out mages.
Does anybody else have any questions?
We know how many are in the bandit troop.
No, I don't know. I think it's safe to say several.
They will be handled. All right.
Well, let's go
ready.
then.
I'm so sorry, I didn't offer you tea or anything. I'm not
No,
myself.
You have enough on your plate. We are fine.
I don't
We-
eat.
We will be back soon.
Wonderful. Thank you again. She walks you all the way to the door, like she doesn't even let the butler do it. This is a sign of great friendship.
Tess will bow and give her one last sort of reassuring as they leave.
Yeah, Zinrie bows.
Cool.
I don't know if it's a real, but she's pretty confident. So, all right, let's try and follow this map. Good at reading maps.
I'm proficient in cartographer's tools.
I was gonna say.
And I got cartographer's tools on me.
Great.
A very mundane but magical set.
Zataz is good at reading maps and is proficient in cartographer's tools as well. So
Excellent.
Oh,
Lead
now,
us.
the people who had made that map had been proficient in cartographer's tools.
Right.
That's a terrible map.
Zen is gonna look at Athena, her new black owl, because she doesn't have Umbra anymore.
Oh.
And send her up and just above the party, but with us.
Okay.
Tess will offer Marky or Zataz, whoever wants to lead this map following exercise, the new book that she found in her hut last week, which is the Elder Cartographer's Glossography, which will give you advantage on intelligence or wisdom checks related to geographical features or locations.
Do you have to read the book to get that?
Nope, it's just a tome that if you have it on you, you get it.
Oh, sweet. All right.
And Zen will cast Guidance.
So who is attempting to read this terrible map? Rock, paper, scissors.
Zataz, would you like to? I got the first roll, so Zataz can get the second roll if he wants.
Zataz will take it and give it a shot. So
that would be survival.
Survival.
With disadvantage because the map is shit, but you get advantage from the book, so it's a straight roll.
Plus a d4.
Plus a d4 for guidance.
Right.
And your proficiency bonus if you don't have it normally to survival.
All right. Okay. So, roll for survival.
Since it's specific to map reading.
Okay. You said plus the D4.
That's a d4, yes. Because of guidance.
Okay, and then plus the D4, that's going to be... Come on, roll. Thank you. There we go. 16 on its own, just a straight roll, and then plus the D4. Yeah, that's going to be a 1, so 17 total.
17 total?
Nice.
Okay. So this is not a great map. It's like if a child drew a picture of a map to a particular spot. There's like some things that are clearly trees, a pathway, but there is like something that looks like a rock or like a mountain, and what might be a cliff face or something like that. And there is also something that is probably a river. So there's enough on this picture for you to be able to kind of figure out that you're looking for some sort of cliff face or a rock and some kind of river.
Actually, anyone who hasn't heard Zataz speak in the way he does, he would relay that information to the party in their minds, as he only speaks telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I trust you.
He was also asked if it was alright if he got a higher vantage point, gesturing to his boots of flying.
Mm.
Yep. So you're gonna fly up?
To see if I can match the markers with what I can discern on the map.
Okay. So if you fly up and do a perception check.
There we go. I will do
that. Is this still a wisdom check related to geographical features or location?
I mean, yes, because I guess you're looking for the things that are on the map now. So yes.
Advantage.
So advantage.
Okay, I will do so.
Hooray, useful shiny things.
Half of the thing is getting the things into the right hands, I think.
Okay,
We did consider bringing them.
That's going to be 15.
Okay. It's very easy to see that there is a river. Like once you get up high enough to see over the tree line, you can see that there's a gap in the trees where a river is running. And you can kind of see a drop off, which suggests some kind of cliff face or something like that.
Okay. He would fly down a bit closer to the party, not fully landing because he enjoys flying a little bit, and relay that information to the party.
Cool.
All right. As we get closer to the area where we think it is, if you guys want me to cast Pass Without a Trace, I can. You know, some of us aren't stealthy, but just to have everybody.
Clang, 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 clang.
Right.
In Paladin.
Yeah. That's definitely going to be helpful at some point. Do you want to save it for when you're on team stealth?
Yeah. Before we split up. Yeah. That's just letting you.
Yeah.
I would like you to know that the kidnapper just got inspiration.
Oh.
Lionel!
No. Zen's gonna turn to Tess. Given everything that we know about these bandits, are we sure that you still want to give them a chance?
It's only a week to get to Humbury Stoke. They can turn themselves into the nearest authorities.
You're very optimistic.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna.
Not really.
Yeah,
I don't have
and
a choice, but I can't control your actions. I am not responsible for you. I am only responsible for me. I have to give them a choice. You don't.
Zen will nod, and she will join Zataz in the air, and we will head towards the cliff.
Cool. Alright, the rest of you are following the flying people?
Yep.
Yes.
The flying Z twins?
both the blade singers with their winged boots.
Yep.
I need to learn how to fly. It looks so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, but can they hop?
Yeah, right.
Cool. So the two blade singers fly towards where the river and the cliff seem to match what it was on the map. The Harengons hop behind, followed by a paladin and a robot.
Clang, 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 clang.
Stop. Clang, 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 clang,
The
clang.
metal people, yeah,
Clang, clang.
you're quieter than I am.
More used to being a metal person, I guess. Cool. Are you being... Let me rephrase. Are you attempting to be stealthy as you approach this place?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, in that case,
let's do that.
let's do some stealthy stealths. Are you doing your
Alright, let's-
pass without a trace? Yep.
Yes, I am.
Oh, you
Everybody
are?
get-
Okay.
So
Plus
add 10.
Oh, guys, I got a natural 20.
So did I.
Be quiet.
Plus 10? 17.
Nice.
Hey, that's
Not-
good.
That's not bad.
I rolled a
So we've got
five.
2 nat
38.
20s.
Is my
Did
joke.
you say did you say 38?
Yup. Because I have a
35.
stealth of 6 plus the 2 from guidance.
Plus the wow. Okay, yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
have a
I
35.
can roll guidance too. That gives me 39. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the stealthy robots.
24 for Tess
24. Nice.
and 17 for Brock.
Yes, roll for blue
You
as
have to
well,
roll
please.
for the
Oh,
horse
sorry,
too. Oh
27.
no.
27 for
Wait,
Brock.
let me-
Right?
Let me
Yeah.
look up his stats.
Do I have to roll for the owl? Give me a sec.
Oh, he has
No,
no plus. Oh, he's not at disadvantage though.
I feel like owls can. It's not unusual for an
Uh.
owl to be flying through the trees. It is unusual for a pony to be just trotting along, side-eyeing the trees.
23.
The
He's
owl
much
got a
quieter
30.
than I am.
Nice.
Right.
Zartaj, what'd you got?
My total is 23.
Okay, cool. So you're actually all pretty quiet. Briney's a little bit clanky, but not too bad. And you proceed through the forest. As you get, you see the river. The river's doing what rivers do. And you can see it looks like kind of a settlement of some sort. There are but pretty rudimentary. Let me show you what it looks like. Because they have a map for this bit.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ah.
On the map, obviously, you will be a lot closer than I assume you would be actually. Paste. Ba-da-ba-boo. Ding. It's got those wooden spike wall things around the outside. It looks pretty rudimentarily put together, but it also looks fairly permanent. Like they've decided this is home.
It's a big camp.
It's sizable.
Yeah, that's a big
Also,
thing.
See any,
right,
any...
it's right on the edge of what looks like a cliff face. So it's built on the edge, and then there's a drop on the other. Like you're approaching it from behind.
Are there tents or structures?
You can't
things that-
really see because of the fence thing.
Okay.
It's high. It's like
Okay.
you can fly up if you wish.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
fly just up.
Zataz would actually ask Zen, do we want to risk taking a peek over?
I'm feeling pretty stealthy.
Okay. Alright. If you are, I'll know.
So you fly up, and yes, there are tents and campfires and whatnot. Make a perception check,
Sure.
please, and thank you.
Alright.
If you are flying.
That is Where's my sheet? That is a 20. Dirty 20.
Oh, that's a 9 for me.
You're distracted. Zen, there are certainly beings in this. I would say that if you're flying up, how far away are you when you do this?
Are there still trees sort of up to where we are?
Yes. I've like dumped you on the map, but you're actually probably a good 60 feet away.
Yeah,
Okay.
Zen would be sticking with the tree line and should be flying up just enough that she can see over the fence. She's not like Magneto style up in the air.
So I would say you can probably see this section quite well. You can see that there is like a tall watchtower, and at the top of it is someone that looks quite a lot like an orc standing there, just looking around. But his perception was not 30 whatever, so, you know.
Sorry.
Zen's just gonna... Are there any other watchtowers? Like any other really tall buildings?
Yes, there is another one on the other side over here.
Okay.
Which also has a person on it.
Zen will fly back down to the others. There are 2 watchtowers. The structures seem quite permanent. Like, building watchtowers implies that you plan on staying here for quite some time. That's woodworking.
Also implies that they may have been here a little bit longer than we were led to believe.
The entryway seems to be on the other side from where we are. Do we still want to split up? I can make 2 people invisible if they want to search for the child while the others are doing...
Distraction.
Yeah.
Might be good if Zataz is one of those people so that he can talk to us telepathically.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that's.
How does your
Does
telepathy
Zataz
thing
need-
go?
Yeah, doesn't he see us?
60 feet.
Did you say 60 feet?
Yeah, 60 feet.
Yeah. So only up to a point, but...
And I can also cast message.
Yeah, I'm super stealthy, but I don't have the talking from.
We're only getting like every third word of yours, Nick.
Oh.
Tess, you probably know this. What is the distance we can communicate with our steeds?
Up to a mile.
Telepathically. Up to a mile. So if one of our steeds goes, then at least one of us will have that information.
Gonna walk into the orc place with a pony.
Yeah, the
I mean-
Trojan horse always works.
We are the distraction.
The horses could go in by themselves.
The horses would get murdered.
Yeah, they would.
They might want to keep them as mounts rather than food.
The horses wouldn't get eaten. Those orcs don't exactly discriminate.
Brock's also pretty quick when he needs to be. He can go 120 feet in 6 seconds.
Yeah, that's not blue.
So is it 2 people or 3 people? Team Stealth. Who is on Team Stealth? Because...
Not me.
Stealth is on Team Stealth. Marky's on
No.
Team Stealth.
Yeah.
So there's 4 of us?
I think it was Tess and I on distraction and the rest of you on stealth. Does that sound right?
Okay.
That seems fine.
I can make 2 of those 4 people invisible.
As can Marky.
So we can all be invisible.
Yes, the question is, are we the only 2 with invisibility?
Yes.
I don't have.
I don't have any. I'm a monk.
Yeah.
I
I can make you all stealthy.
I
What
can
time
see you. I can see you as invisible.
If
What time of day is it currently? How long did it take us to get here?
Say it is late afternoon.
Athena stays with us, we can just hold back rather than distracting to begin with. If Team Stealth starts getting hairy and you need the distraction, get Athena to hoot and we will come in. Either one hoot for distraction, 2 hoots for run.
Barrel in.
And we can take it from there.
All right.
Are we going to the front or staying in the back?
Well, that depends. Looking at obviously it's a very permanent sort of structure for the fencing. Is the fencing more or less the same as what we're seeing on the map here? Is there like a few gaps here and there? Is there sort of...
It's not... these people are not master builders.
Okay.
So yeah, it's very much just like stakes in the ground. Big fucking stakes, but still. And there are gaps. Like if I do this, you will be able to see.
The thing about 4 of us going in invisibly
is that we can't make the child invisible.
We can't make the child invisible.
Which is why I was also going to suggest if... how long has this child been captive for? A while now.
Yeah.
I really don't think... if we want to wait, perhaps, until nightfall so we don't use our invisibility, I don't personally think it's going to be the end of the world.
No, I'm good to go now. Tesla's on my way.
So I've revealed a bit more of the edges, so you can see what I mean.
Right.
Like there are little gaps and passageways and stuff. It's not like a fortified external wall. It's just
My
Can
only
Athena
issue
fly
is...
overhead and get us more recon?
Yeah, sure. I will send Athena over.
cool. Make first of all a stealth check for your owl.
That is 15 plus 3 is 18.
Okay. Just for fun, let me roll some perception. Nope, you're fine.
Athena would have been in the pass without a trace too. It's any creature within 30 time. So
So 28.
Yeah.
Man, the fly sounds. I'm keep like.
Yes.
Anyway. It's not real. It's not real. Fly. Make a perception check for Athena, then, please.
I have advantage on these. 17 plus 3 is a dirty 20.
Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to just show you the map then, because Athena can pretty much see everything from above here.
Right.
Please
What a good owl.
hold for map. So, she can quite clearly see that there are a number of different tents. There are some campfires. There are various cages, and then there are ladders going down to another area below the, like where the cliff face is.
Mm-hmm.
There are various orcs floating around, and she can see on the other side of the cliff face like an actual entrance, like a big entrance gate that has more guards on it. There you go. That's what you can see.
How tall are these big giant stakes that are like trying to form a fence?
They are probably what am I trying to do here? A good 60 feet up. They're big.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's also, you can kind of see that they've built it on like it's rocky and at different levels, and yeah.
Does any of them look like they have like a guard out front or any kind of security, like somewhere they would keep somebody?
There are various guys wandering around in this camp. Some of them look like they are on watch of one kind or another, but not anyone who looks like they're kind of explicitly guarding.
Nothing obvious where they might be keeping somebody. Okay.
Zen will have Athena check the cages and just double check there's not a child in a cage.
Is Athena getting closer to do that? Because I'm assuming this is just a flyby over the top.
Yeah, this is just a flyby over the top.
Yeah.
It would be difficult to see what's in the cage without getting much closer to said cage.
Yeah, no, I'll pull it back.
Okay.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Well, I can, if you make me invisible, I can try and scout around, see if I can't locate her.
My biggest concern if we just take her is that these orcs are gonna retaliate.
Yeah.
Just get her to safety and then we engage.
Yeah. That's exactly my thing. Like, we just get her
Just get her out.
And then, you know.
Potentially.
Okay, Zen will make Zinrie and Marky invisible. Sorry, Marky invisible. Because then Marky can make, if they manage to find the girl, Marky can make the girl invisible.
Yes. And if she's locked up, I can unlock.
And Zen will join Team Distraction. Zen's like, if we're going to be dealing with them anyway, let's just go deal with them.
Yeah.
And let the invisible people do their invisible thing.
Marky will ask for one of the horses to be at a rendezvous point, like where we leave as the stealth team, because Marky will put the kid on the horse and then just send them back home.
Yep. Brock will stay where we are currently in the tree line, if that works for you.
Brock moves faster, so do you want it to be Brock that takes the child? I think that's...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
As much
Brock
as I'd like to have him in the field.
Saddled, right?
It's...
Is Brock fully saddled, equipped to be ridden?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so we're splitting into teams. Stealth is going to be just Zinrie and Marky, and everybody else is going to go kill some orcs.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Kill some orcs.
Old Bessie's ready. My hammer.
Need to mark off a 3rd level spell slot. Done.
How long does that invisibility last?
An hour.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So let us start with Team Stealth in that case. No, let me rephrase. Team Distraction, where are you going while Team Stealth does their thing? Are you staying where you are, or are you moving?
Well, I'm assuming Team Stealth is going to be coming in this back way. So we'll let them be Team Backdoor, and we'll be Team Backdoor.
How did we determine that was the entrance? It looks like there's a lot of places that are openings in the fence.
Yeah.
Athena said that there was a big gate.
Yeah.
A gate, okay.
Yep, it's pretty clearly a entrance gate. But you can't see it from where you are. The only reason you know it exists is because Athena flew over. Yeah, it's like there's like the 2 watchtowers on 2 kind of raised rocky bits, and then there's a bunch of pathways between the raised rocky bits, and then there's a cliff face which you can't see past. But on the other side of the cliff face, Athena could see that there was like another fenced out bit with the gates. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna stay pretty much where we are and wait for the stealth team to give us the go.
Well, we could just let them go. They're invisible, and we could just... Yeah. By the time we get around, they'll be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anything goes pear-shaped, I mean, you guys are just, like, right there anyway.
Yeah, if you suddenly see Marky or Zinrie, you know things have gone wrong, because we've broken our...
Yeah.
You can't see into the place, though, from where you're standing. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah. No, but I can shoot lightning bolts into the sky.
Okay.
It's fine.
That'll work.
That's fair.
Signals work. Yeah.
End up a flare.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, the electricity's red too. It works.
Okay, so Team Stealth. Where are you going into this place? What are you doing? Tell me what you're doing.
So I'm thinking of coming down and then like towing around here to check out this little hut first.
Okay.
Yeah, I think starting from that bottom and then going up might be our best.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I will
There you
need
go.
you. That is a very good little. Cool. I will need you, please, to make a stealth check with advantage because you are invisible as you go towards the thing.
And how long does Pass Without a Trace last?
An hour.
An hour? Cool.
Yeah, how did you do that with the measuring?
29.
So, I rolled 15 plus 6 plus 1 is 32.
22 and
29.
cool. I rolled a natural 20 for my perception, but that's still not good enough.
Sneaky sneak.
Cool. So yeah, you sneak on through there. Smart ass. So there is an orc just kind of chilling there outside of that tent, doing orc things, eating something that looks like it was probably once meat of some sort.
But we don't hear anything inside the tent.
I mean, you can make a perception check if you want.
Yeah.
A listening one, if that makes a difference to you. It makes a difference to some people. Rat on a stick, yep.
It should be noted that Marky is, as we're going, Marky is like holding on to Zinrie, so we don't lose each other.
Cool.
24.
No sound of anything in that tent. You're pretty confident that this guy just this is home.
Yeah. I don't think she's...
Oddly enough, they did not keep their kidnapped person in the very first tent.
Right.
Can you imagine?
Yep, the girl's here, game's over. Burn it all down. No.
Unless.
So this goes under this bridge, right? Like if you go that way?
Yeah.
Yes,
About
correct.
this bit.
Okay. And then come around.
While we're walking through these, what's the camp like now that we're like right up close and personal, looking at like the state of things? Like,
I mean, make a perception check, I guess.
perception.
Well, that's the one.
Rat on a stick has inspiration.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is 25.
It definitely looks like they're planning on staying. There's like barrels of supplies, various weapons. It's not tidy because they're orcs.
Yeah.
And they're not particularly prone to tidiness, but it is definitely, it looks permanent, or at least on its way to being permanent. It doesn't look like it's been here that long. It looks like the things that have been built have clearly been built fairly recently.
Yeah.
By which I mean maybe a month at the most. Where you are now, you can see that someone set up like a forge area. Like it's pretty. They're not planning on leaving. That's pretty clear.
They knew.
Yeah, they're. It's, I guess, rudimentary, but not, but solid. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Does there appear to be any orcs that aren't guards, brutes, combatants?
Not that you have seen, no. Everyone you're seeing in this area is clearly either on guard duty, except for this one guy who seems to be some sort of orc blacksmith.
Mm-hmm.
They're all pretty
rough.
Big, scary looking. Make a on the guy. No, never mind. Carry on.
And everyone they've seen is an orc.
Yes.
Okay. So as we get to this place, is this another hut or tent?
So
That's
the
the smith place.
Oh, okay.
The forge.
Gotcha.
Forge. Thank you. I'm like
Alright.
that thing with smiths.
You just said it.
We haven't passed any cages yet, right?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think the first cage is over here.
Yep.
That we'll be able to walk past.
You have not passed any cages at this point.
Okay.
And that's elevated. Like that
Yeah,
cage we're
this one's
picking
elevated.
is elevated, so you can't
This
see
will be
it
one
from
of
where
the
you are.
last ones we look at, I think.
Yeah, okay. All right, so then we'll move on to this one.
Cool. As
And
you go in
what's
this area, I'm going to need another stealth check from each of you, please.
Oh, that one's not as good, but it should be fine.
23. Yeah, mine's not as good either.
Don't forget you've got advantage.
13 plus 4 plus 6 plus 10.
You're fine. These guys don't have super good perception. As you get into this area, you can see that there are a couple of orcs here who are bigger and much scarier looking than the much more run-of-the-mill orcs you've seen up to this point. They have like big horns coming out of their heads, and they look like something else is going on there. Still orcs. Still orcs, but definitely a scarier, fiercer breed of some sort.
What do the horns evoke? Like, is it like demonic, draconic?
Make
monster?
a intelligence check for me.
Yes, Adam the Fell.
Without proficiency?
To see if this is something that you would look at and go, oh yeah, I know what that is.
Oh wow, okay, that's 23.
Wow.
Yeah, there's definitely something a little bit fiendish about these horns.
Marky is going to trace the word on Zinrie's shoulder, demon.
Zinrie. Make a... I'm gonna say intelligence check to see if you can figure out what he just wrote on you.
Tess is trying to stand real still and just punching it.
That's an 11.
11?
Uh-huh.
It's really sweet that this robot is like trying to tickle you in a comforting way.
It's okay. We'll be fine. Just...
Soft
we go
fuzzy.
for
You're working on those humanoid interactions, aren't you, Marky?
Yeah.
Tickle, tickle.
Before we quickly go, can we take a quick look inside this tent as we go?
Yeah.
Make a perception check for me. It is dark in there. Do you have dark vision, Marky?
We all have dark
We
vision.
all have dark vision.
Yeah.
Sweet. I don't know why I asked.
Harper.
It's like, do
Thank
you
you,
also have
Harper.
5,000 hit points each? Yes. Because
Yes. and we can walk on water and
breathe under it.
yeah.
This is really foreboding because I'm actually really rolling. Wow, that's a 27.
Nice. It looks like an orc lives here.
Okay, but they're not currently inside there.
No. There's no one in there, but it has the look of being just there's like a cot and yeah.
I'll wait
All
for
right.
the moment I roll a natural one.
At a crucial moment, hopefully.
All right.
Yeah.
Good for the story, maybe not good for the mission.
All right. This is a cage.
It is.
Is there anything inside?
Yes.
What's it?
Is it a little girl in a blue dress?
No.
Is it
It's-
another child?
No. It's like a kind of like a hyena sort of creature.
Oh.
A hyena sort of creature, bipedal or quadrupedal?
No. Quadruped, like an animal, but canine-ish. In that maybe it's a cat way that hyenas have,
Mm.
Does that make sense to other people? I'm from Africa. It makes sense if you're from Africa, okay?
There's a cat dog inside, yes.
All right. Well.
Hyenas are not. They don't fit anywhere. They're like cool between the
hybrids. Yeah.
between the cushions animals. Anyway,
All right.
sorry
So
about.
perception.
I grew up in
Perception
Africa.
check on the hut.
Sure. Yes, do that
All
thing.
right. Perception. Yeah. Perception check.
I grew up going to game reserves.
Oh,
Now, also, was
Wait,
that
any-
animal making any noises?
It's in a cage, so it's not super happy about it. It kind of
Okay.
growled a little bit. It can probably smell you.
Oh.
Or maybe not you.
22.
It can smell Zinrie, and it smells
yeah.
like lunch.
Yeah.
yeah. That was only a 9 for my perception roll. I did not roll well, even with advantage because I have eyes. But
Even with your dark vision, it's real dark in there.
I got a 22 if that helps.
It looks like another orc probably lives here.
all right.
Marky will tap on. Although, can we potentially wait for this orc to move on?
I mean, he will. He's not standing still. He's like, oh, da-da-da-da.
All right.
I'm gonna go have a nap. I don't know. They're just hanging out.
Sneak on by.
Just roll me another stealth check just for fun. I know you both have 5 million to stealth at the moment, but
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but it could roll like I just rolled for perception, and that's terrible.
It's another 32.
cool. I'm not even going to bother rolling perception.
Yeah, 28.
Cool.
How are these watchtowers? Sorry, how are these watchtowers sort of built? Is there an interior by the looks of it?
No.
Or is it just
No,
climb
it's
up?
literally just like poles with
The
a
tower.
thing at the top. Yeah, it's not complicated.
Okay. All right, so we will wait until this orc on the bridge sort of is off of it. Hope he does.
He doesn't. He seems to be on duty on the bridge. He's like walking up and down the bridge, just looking out. Yeah.
Okay.
Marky will hold Zinrie back for a moment. I did a rules check. This does not break invisibility.
Yeah.
Marky is going to pull out a tiny little oar and roll it up the side. And when it strikes the ground over here, it will make the sound of like a rock tumbling, like someone has stepped there, as I use my magical tinkering to generate some sound to distract them, potentially.
Okay, and that doesn't count as a spell?
No, it does
Cool.
not.
Awesome. All right. Sweet. Yeah, he's going to go to the edge of the bridge and look over. He's reasonably certain that there's nothing there. He sort of grunts in Orcish. Do you speak Orcish? Is Orcish a language? I'm assuming it is.
Oh,
It is.
is
Yeah,
a
it
language.
sure is.
Yeah.
Do you speak Orc?
I don't speak orc.
But I will try and run across behind him while he's distracted.
Oh, I'm going to need you to make I'm going to make it a sleight of hand. Because you're
Okay.
running right behind him.
Yeah. Come on, D&D Beyond.
Oh,
doesn't
Oh,
it?
actually.
Okay, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
So, yeah. It went from a 2 to a natural 20, so 24.
Nice.
Oh,
Alright.
nice.
Cool.
Thank
I rolled
you.
On
I rolled
digital,
it.
that's amazing.
I rolled a nat 1 on my perception, so, you know.
Woo!
He's like, what was that noise? Bunny behind him. Cool. Alright, well now he's standing back in the middle of the bridge. So you two are now on opposite sides of the bridge.
Marky is going to do it again, this time on this side, like a sort of
Alright.
shuffling noise. And then Marky's going to do the exact same thing.
I need a stealth roll from you too, please.
Stealth or sleight of hand?
Yeah, sleight of hand, sorry. Yep.
Alrighty, this is not an advantage, but that's fine because I'm proficient.
Probably fine.
Probably fine. That is a 14 plus 2 plus 6, so 22.
Okay. Okay, it's not quite as impressive as Zinrie, probably because Marky's a bit bigger. But
Yes.
the orc is just confused because there are strange noises and the bridge is now going ka-dunk, 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 and he doesn't know why. It's not bright
Well,
though, so
obviously, because he's walking on it.
obviously.
Obviously.
Alright, I'm gonna just pause on you two for a second. What are the rest of you doing while all this is going on?
We're heading around to the front gate.
Okay. So there is a cliff face there. How do you propose to get down? I mean, I know how Zen can get down. I know how Zataz can get down. What about the other two?
So we're on top of the cliff, and then
Correct. Yes.
how far down?
I don't understand feet. Let's say 80 feet.
Okay. And
I mean, we can just go in through the back if you want.
I feel like they've probably had enough time. Tess
You could
will...
go around the edge and try to get down. Like, it's not a sheer cliff face. You could conceivably try to climb down it if you wished.
In my chainmail, I don't think I want to do that.
Right.
Let's just burst in through the back then.
Yeah.
Team backdoor, right? That's our thing.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Everybody apparently is team backdoor on this mission.
Yeah. I mean, it happens.
Your Morwen is showing.
Morwen's not here. Morwen's not here. Dang it. I blame Lionel.
Alright.
Tess will clarify with Zen before we go in that combatants are fair game.
Okay.
Yes.
How
So
long
let's
do you,
do-
before you do this, how long do you give team stealth before you go in behind them?
Maybe 10 minutes?
Okay, so that's probably gotten pretty close to, sorry.
That's how long the Pass Without a Trace lasts, right? So I think
Yep.
that would be a good amount of time
Yep.
to give them to go on their stealth mission.
So I would say that that's probably as far as team stealth can get then in that time, assuming you're moving relatively slowly and you're not, you're stopping to look intense and
Right.
meet hyenas, and all that jazz. So yeah, so I would say you've managed to get to that middle, sort of elevated bit. There is an orc sitting there at his front door, with like sharpening a knife. Let's go with that, sharpening a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And then the team backdoor are going to do their thing. So,
Zen
Are
will
we
turn
just
to
charging
Tess.
in?
Well, Zen will turn to Tess and be like, do you want me to just be like, we're here for the child, come out and face us?
Tess does not trust her own emotions right now, and she'll say to Zen, we don't know where the child is yet. Is it foolish to just start swinging? Should we try?
I mean, more, do you want me to like announce us loudly because I can, with words?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. Zen is
Draw their
gonna.
attention over here.
Tess
Yeah.
is going to stand in front of Zen as she does this. Like,
Zen,
slightly off to the side, but
Zen looks at Tess like, what are you doing?
So are we going to say something like, we have your ransom, come over here to try to get, reasonably get their attention instead of we've come to kill you all?
Sure.
What's
Zen will
the
do that.
plan?
Zen will do
And
that.
then loud enough that our stealth team will hear and know that it's go time.
we are
Easy.
not working for the parents. We are third party interested in acquiring the child.
That's a lot of words. Zen is gonna.
I'm just telling you that
Zataz wanted to actually ask Zen, are you going with words or more sounds? Because they are very primal, they might respond more to sounds than words. Like something's coming. you need to go over there. Hey, we need to figure out what that is. What is that, etc.
They might not understand the words.
I'm going to go with very simple words like I'm talking to Garen. It'll be fine.
They did write a note.
Yeah, Jake, I will follow Zen's lead on that one.
They did write a note in common.
Zen is going to walk out and
Of the trees. Okay.
with thaumaturgy so that her voice is very loud. Is going to say, "We have brought your ransom."
Okay. I am going to need a deception check from Zenashi.
Sure. I'm good at these.
As she's saying this, Tess is going to eat her charming cherry sour,
Okay.
which gives her advantage on persuasion and deception rolls for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
That is 25.
Okay. Cool. You will see the guy on the watchtower look up at you and then turn and shout something at one of the other watchtower, who then shouts something down to the entranceway area, and then he will. There's a long moment, and during this long moment, while you are waiting for a response, we're going to take a break.
Yay!
So, we will draw the in-game item, which is the Sunforger Warhammer.
Chris won it.
We just got here, and his hut has already given him a Warhammer. Awesome.
Oh boy.
The warlock with a strength of 8.
Yes, just got a Warhammer. Cool. That's going to go great. Nick, you are giving a thing away today. Yes?
Oh, right. I totally forgot. Yeah.
That was a conversation we
know.
had.
It was so long ago. 2 red bubble magnets, from the Gallant Horde Sparabel production site. So,
Red Bubble Shop.
they have to be the red bubble shop.
Awesome.
So 2 magnets. Yeah. That's
Cool. Any 2 magnets in our shop.
Yes, any 2 magnets.
Delightful. So, Adam will be running some marble races during the break, and the winner of those races will get a couple of Sparabel magnets. There's a lot of stuff in our shop you can choose from.
There's so much. It's so cool.
Very exciting.
We have we have the pillows.
Yeah.
We've got
It's
all
cool.
this. Yeah.
All right. We will be back in 10 and 15 minutes. Once that's done, give our players and our DM a chance to have a snack and a drink and whatever.
Yes.
And we will see you very shortly. Don't go anywhere. Hang around for some marble races.
Yep.
See you in a bit.
Door.
Hello, humans of the internet. Welcome back to the Gallant Horde, where these 6 lovely people are about to take on an entire camp of orcs, apparently. That's going to be great. It's going to be great. So far, 2 of them, Team Stealth, have snuck in and had a little bit of a look around. They have discovered a lot of orcs, some of which seem to be fiendish in nature, although the only person who knows this is Marky, because Zinrie did not understand his top secret stealthy code system of writing it on her back. She was just like, oh, he's trying to be comforting. That's nice.
What a nice.
Meanwhile, Team Backdoor, because of course, have announced to the camp that they are there to claim that they've brought the ransom and they are there to claim the child. And a emissary has gone to find someone, the manager, basically. They're asked to speak to the manager.
Zen came out and said, "Can I speak with your manager?"
Correct. So they're in the process of waiting for the manager. Does anyone want to do anything while you wait for the manager?
I would like to sneeze.
I cast Bless on Zen because she just sneezed.
Cool.
Did we announce the winner of the coloring contest?
Oh, that is a good point. The winner of the coloring contest was Tiffany, who plays Fiona.
Yay, Tiffany!
So Chelsea will send you a thing. That is a thing that will happen.
Oh.
Thank you for coloring in pretty dragons. Yours was very pretty. Okay. Eventually, the manager arrives. Sorry, I asked you if you wanted to do anything, and then promptly didn't listen to your responses at all. What do you want to do?
Just the charming cherry sour that I said before the break.
Cool.
Alrighty. And I'm gonna. Where's my lickety split licorice? I think it is.
Yeah, the haste.
Yeah.
Are you taking it now, or are you waiting?
No, it's in my within easy reach.
Gotcha. Like in your hand, ready to chop.
Yeah.
So those things are like, I would say it's a bonus action, much like feeding yourself a potion would be a bonus action. It's a similar kind of vibe. Alrighty.
Oh, I will drink my potion. Do I have one? Yes,
Probably.
I will drink my potion.
Yes.
Of resistance.
Yeah, seeing Briney do it, Tess will remember to do it.
Cool.
For this interaction, can I actually prepare a spell?
Yes.
Okay.
What would you like to prepare?
Detect loss.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay. Marky and Zinrie, you would see, if you're looking for it, which I assume you are, given that Zenashi's speaking was loud enough that you definitely heard it. A very large, scary-looking orc guy coming up these ladders. And he makes his way. He's buffer than the others. He definitely looks like he's particularly tough in some fashion. And he makes his way under this bridge and out to where they are. And he stands there. And I will say that this dude who went to fetch him is behind him, and probably one of these guys also. And he comes out, and he's carrying a great axe, I think. Please hold for me to check this. I believe it's a great axe. Whoa.
Ugh.
Nice. Yeah, let's go with that. Is it this one? Fuck, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm going to say it's a great axe because I can. I'm the DM. I can make things up as I go. And he speaks in common, and he says, "You bring our ransom?"
As he was approaching, like as soon as Zen could see him, she looks at Tess and says very quietly, "So I'm just murdering him, right?"
Yet.
Not yet? Okay.
That's for the child.
Zen looks down and says that he will actually, this type of guy cast detect thoughts before anything else happens.
So how far is there a range on detect thoughts?
I believe, let me have the spell right over here. 1 second. Detect thought is a range of 30 feet. Any one creature that I can see within 30 feet of me.
Okay. So if you're still at the tree line, all of you, or have you moved into the empty space? You moved into the empty space?
We moved in.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's moved into the empty space.
Because he doesn't go beyond the gates. He like stands at the edge and speaks to you from there. So how close are you to the...
Can we get through over here?
Yeah, there's an opening there.
And the guy is gone from up here?
Correct. Because that's the guy who went to get him.
I'll go right here.
Okay.
Yeah, Zen would have like stepped in. Wait, so
Okay.
is he here?
Well, it depends
Yeah,
where
I
you
think
were.
that's the big guy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
where I
if
put
you-
him, but that was based on where you were.
That's
Yeah.
okay, Zen will be there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet.
Zen looks at this very large orc.
Mhm.
What guarantees do we have that you won't just take the child again?
You have none. But do you want her dead?
What assurances do we have that she's safe now?
Getting any of that? I'm just getting upset noises.
Sorry, I didn't know when you wanted me to like let you know that the spell was active or anything like that, so I initially can learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what on its mind in that moment as they are making threats back and forth at each other.
Okay, so what you're picking up from this guy is that he's not lying about the child being alive. She is alive. But he's definitely there is a sense of what's the word I want? Like he thinks you're all chumps, basically, is the impression you're getting from his. So you don't get like in-depth thoughts, you just get like the vague surface stuff. So you get his attitude towards you, which is essentially they've brought us the money, so these guys are chumps and we've now got them where we want them. Is the vibe inside his head.
Zataz would actually relay that information telepathically to the party in his vicinity.
Okay.
Cool. Hearing that from Zataz, Tess is going to try and lead him and say, where is she being kept?
She's in our stronghold. Safe. For now.
Does Zataz get any information with that?
I was gonna say I leave that to the DM's discretion because the text box, like the initial thoughts, can be a little tricky. So he would still active for 1 minute. So he would be checking in throughout this entire experience.
Yeah. I would say that the surface thought thing is you can get a sense of his attitude and his whether he's lying or not. These guys are not very sophisticated, so it's not like he has a super ability to deceive everybody. Plus, he doesn't know that you can get a feel for what is happening in his head. So at this stage, unless you probe deeper, if you probe deeper, then he wisdom saves. Correct?
Yes, and I'm waiting for the right moment to probe deeper.
Cool. Yeah. The vibe you get is that he can't be fucked lying to you because he doesn't need to.
Zen looks...
He's very sure of his own ability to squish you guys.
Zen looks at Zinrie, not Zinrie, at Tess, with a raised eyebrow.
Yeah. Tess is going to reach into her pouch and pull out a single gold piece and toss it at his feet and say, I'm not paying for the child. I'm paying for your life. You've got one chance. Give us the child and walk away, or I'm coming in there and taking her. And you'll find out how a paladin of a god that you cannot fathom deals with people that take children from their mothers.
Make an intimidation check.
Because you cannot fathom your god. That's pretty cool.
That's a natural 19 for 27.
Nice.
Sorry, it popped up on my D&D Beyond, and I was like...
On that, the Zataz will take that as a signal to probe a little deeper.
Okay, so what's the wisdom save? What's the DC?
I rolled...
Oh no, for the detect thoughts.
Yes, 1 second, it could be right there. It's going to be 15.
Okay, he fails, so you can, in fact, probe deeper without him realizing you're there. So he is visibly taken aback because he is not used to being threatened by what he perceives as just a rabbit in armor. It's a bit disconcerting, especially because there is force and passion behind your words, and he is like taken aback. However, this is not someone who is prone to back down. inside his mind, you can hear him be a little bit like, there's a moment of doubt. There's like a maybe this is a bigger problem than I thought it was. And then his innate orcish stubbornness and viciousness and whatnot overcomes it. But there's definitely a moment where he's like, fuck. So there's like... So there is a second where he doesn't react, and then he laughs, but it's a little forced. But he laughs. And he says, if you don't have our money, we have no business. And he turns and walks away.
As he turns, I'm going to use there's no verbal or somatic components, and I just cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
With no, like, external, it just happens.
Cool.
Okay. We're getting into it. All right, cool.
Yep, that's what's happening. Cool. So I will allow your Guiding Bolt as a surprise attack.
Hooray!
As he turns, I would also love to just pop my licorice.
Yes, I will. That's cool too. And then we're all gonna roll a lot of initiative.
Yeah. So that's a 19 on the dice for...
Oh, Jiminy Christmas.
Yes, so that will definitely hit him.
This is just at first level, because just in case I need my other spell slots. Yep. So 4d6. That is 16 points of radiant damage.
Very nice.
Zinrie, do we want to keep searching for the kid while these guys go to town?
That's our plan. That's
your job.
That's our job.
DM.
Yes.
Do we have like grouped initiative rules at all in play where we both roll and we both act on the lowest initiative? That way we are still grouped together doing things.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. You can do that. That works. Alrighty. Please hold for many initiatives on my part.
Let's see me roll a terrible initiative.
Zinrie rolled a good one.
Actually, that was pretty good. 21.
Hang on. Hang on. I have to figure out all the things, and then I will ask you questions about your stuffs. Why are you dexier than the other guy? That's weird. Okay. Anyone get over 20?
Zen.
What did Zen get?
23.
What did Marky get?
21, but my
but you're doing
down
it together.
Zinrie. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Anyone get over 15?
18.
I didn't hear yours, Tess.
20.
Nice. And then Zinrie. Anyone get over 10?
Oh no.
Cool.
Oh
cool,
gosh.
Cool. Anyone? Well, you tell me. Briney? 4. Zataz?
Oh gosh.
I didn't get that. Sorry.
9.
Okay.
9.
Yep.
Cool.
Briney, bringing up the rear.
I'm clean up. Yep.
Cool. All right. So, Zenashi, you're up first. Oh wait, Zinrie. Oh yeah, because you're together. Sorry.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Okay. So as a bonus action, I tap my blade against the fence and it starts to ring. And then I'm going to move up to him and say, "We're not done here," and I'm going to touch him and cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay.
At 3rd level, because I'm cross.
With advantage as well, right?
With advantage because of
Guiding Bolt.
Guiding Bolt.
Zenashi doesn't get cross.
No, she doesn't
That's
get
the one
cross.
emotion she gets.
She gets
But that
mildly
is-
peeved.
But that is a nat 20, so this
Oh
is
my
gonna
God.
hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yep. Cool.
3, 4, 5.
Me before the stream going, maybe I shouldn't double everyone's hit points like I do for the big streams. Maybe I should have done that.
Fine.
So that's 60, 72, 80.
Yeah, he's dead.
Cool.
Wow.
Did you say
God.
80?
80.
80.
Yeah.
He's not just dead, he's ash. He has been obliterated from the face of the earth. Bye-bye, dead guy.
As he should be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam's just like, we're not done here. And turns him to ash.
Yeah.
And turns him to ash. These guys, it's not
Wow.
even their turn, but they're both stepping back because it was that badass. They're just like, fuck. Okay,
And
what
then
else would you
she-
like to do? That was, yep.
She will look at them both and just say, bring me the child now.
Make an intimidation check.
Cool.
Um,
17 plus intimidation is +6, so 23.
Cool.
never mind.
This guy ducks around here and starts running. He can go. How far can you go, buddy? How far can you go? Again, not his turn. No, I suppose he should wait till his turn. He's just going to stare at you for a moment.
Cool.
Tess! You're up.
So this guy looks like he's about to start running.
Yeah, absolutely. He is
Yeah.
like, fuck this. He just watched one of the biggest orcs in the camp get disintegrated in front of his eyes by this emotionless person.
Very slender elf.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
Tess,
looks like he's going to bail.
Yeah. Tess will. Tess is just going to run. She's got 60 feet of movement at the moment.
Uh-huh.
So that's. She's going to come in to here-ish.
Okay. Cool.
I assume she can get that far.
Yep.
And she is going to yell as loud as she can. Your chief is dead. Throw down your weapons. One chance.
Okay.
And she will hold her action for any aggressive moves towards her or anything like that. And yeah, she'll and she'll also pop her blur candy as well.
Okay. He's eating all the candy. Love it.
All the candy, all the time.
Marky and Zinrie, what would you like to spend 6 seconds doing?
Searching these.
Okay, make an
Here.
investigation check for me, please. I assume you're just looking in to see if there's a kid there. That's the goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
15.
No child in these places. You can also do the same thing if you wish, Marky. But with the 15, if you're just literally
Yeah.
looking in and seeing if there's a kid in any of these tents, there is not a kid in any of these tents.
Marky, well, yeah, I think if the investigation seems to be just looking in, no kid, Marky's gonna wait for the orcs to either run any direction for us to be able to cross that bridge.
Cool. Okay. So this fiendish orc is going to just stand his ground at the moment. However, this guy is going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to just come over here and just stand there and look at Tess. The one on the bridge. Told. is going to just shout down at Tess. That fool's not the chief.
Bring me the chief.
Scared orc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's running to go get the chief. This guy's gonna just look from over here. Do you have anything ranged? Nah, they're just gonna hang 10. Everyone's just on like high alert waiting to see what's gonna happen next. They're not. But they are kind of. This guy has stood up and is like going over here to see what's going on. This guy's also stood up and come over here. They're just kind of, no one's doing anything aggressive, but they're all very clearly like, shit's going down. The big guy is dead now.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry.
Zataz,
This is awesome.
you're next.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Geeking out a little bit. I had a few things prepared, but then you just kind of eradicated him from existence. So, I am actually going to ready an action, move close to Zen, and ready magic missile just in case to see how things go.
Oh. Briney?
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
I'm gonna just dash. So 60. Well, 40
you have
there.
Yeah.
I know, that's what. Okay, so that was. Oops. That was 40 there, and then.
You could probably
do another
get
20 right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's what I'm doing.
Cool. Zenashi.
I'm gonna eat this licorice, because why not?
Okay.
As a bonus action, which will let me move 80 feet
Mm-hmm.
as my movement. So I'm gonna head into like there-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to hold an attack action, like holding a spell for if somebody comes at me. So it doesn't like dash; she just kind of strolls hastily in.
Strolls hastily. Amazing. Tess. Let's do this. Is anyone going to do anything before someone else shows up, or are you all just going to...
We're going to wait.
Yeah.
I'll keep moving.
I wasn't gonna wait. I was just I used my action to move.
Okay. All right.
Just
in that case,
FYI.
Tess, you go. I was
Tess
just like, because
gonna-
we can fast forward through the rounds if that's what's going to happen. But if you have plans, then let's do your plans.
I'm gonna hit something.
Tess is going to try and move over here and see if people take attacks of opportunity against her.
They do not. At this stage, they're just... Although, this guy will probably step in front of you, to be honest. As you move past him, he'll be like, where are you going? No. So are you going to push past him?
Yeah, I'm going to push past him.
Then he's going to attack you.
Yep, that's fine.
That's what you're waiting for.
So
With his great axe.
AC 19 and he has
Started.
disadvantage because of the blur.
Oh, yeah, he does too. Cool. That's cocked. Oh, that's not terrible. 23.
23 still hits.
Woohoo! That's a weird damage thing, but okay. So that is 10 points of slashing damage as you push
Cool.
past this guy and he swings his axe at you. Anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tess is going to cast Thunderous Smite.
Okay.
And
Did you?
then
No, you did. You put yourself on top of my orc. Yep.
Yeah, it was supposed to be there.
It's fine. I moved you off.
Okay. And then she is going to take a swing back at this guy.
Okay.
So hang on, just. Okay, so the first roll was a 16 to hit.
Hits.
Cool. So that does 12 points of slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
It does. I'm going to need a strength saving throw from him of 16.
Okay. It's 12, you said. Come on,
12
you're a
damage.
strong buddy. That is a 17.
Okay, he makes that. He is going to take 4 points of thunder damage from the thunderous smite that can be heard up to 300 feet away as this loud echoing boom. And I'm going to chuck a divine smite in this. And Tess doesn't know this, but this guy's fiendish, right?
Correct.
So it'll just be a level 1 smite for now, but that's 3d8. So add an extra 18 points of radiant damage to
Very
that, please.
nice. Cool.
So that's hit number 1. She'll attack him again.
Jeez. Yep. Okay. Yep.
That's a 28 to hit.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And 11 slashing damage. The thunder damage doesn't happen again, but yeah, she'll put another divine smite in.
Yep.
For 9 radiant. And then as her hasted action, she's going to hit him again.
Yep.
That is a natural 1 though, so that's probably not going to hit.
No.
But she'll use her bonus action to hit him again with the haft of her arm. Which that is another natural 1.
Wow.
No.
And she'll just yell out again, "I said bring me the chief," and we'll continue moving over to him.
Okay. Cool. Zinrie and Marky.
Alrighty. So, am I correct in that these are actual slopes
Yeah.
and we can actually
Yes.
walk? Cool. Seeing that there's this tent here, Marky will grab a hold of Zinrie, if fine, and they will suggest that we dash across under the bridge and to this spot to check on our next turn.
Yep.
Works for me.
Cool. If you're happy with it, you can do the thing.
Alrighty. And then obviously there's a cage here as well, so
Yes.
we're going to check the cage.
This cage has nothing in it.
Cool.
Where'd you go?
Easy.
Is that where you were going?
Yeah, I thought you were coming this
I
way.
thought you were going to that tent.
Huh? Which
This-
tent?
This
This
Yeah.
tent? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
oh.
Zinrie is.
I'm like, you are not there. You are on the other side of the watchtower. Cool.
Am I? What?
No,
oh.
you are now. You weren't.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
This whole time I was like right there and I was like, weird.
Cool.
Awesome.
That's
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 us.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Fiendish orcs. Well, now you've hit things, so they are going to. This guy is gonna chase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get to there.
Oh yeah. Briney's in a good spot.
Team backdoor.
Yeah.
Team back up.
This one's going to chase after Tess because he has a grudge now.
As it gets within 10 feet, Tess is going to use her reaction to take another swipe at him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Piss off a mom.
Fucked around and found out. That's a 23 to hit.
Yep.
Give them a chance.
For 12 slashing damage.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave
Did
the
you say
smite out
and?
of that one.
Jeez. Okay, cool. All right. So this one's gonna, I guess, as he runs towards Briney, throw his spear at her because he can't get to her. Oh, he can do 2. No, surely not. He's gonna throw 1. That doesn't make sense. Oh my god. He does not hit you.
Good.
Then the other guy is going to Great Axe at Tess twice.
Disadvantage.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that was a miss
Sure.
because that was a 2. It's only until you get hit, right? Is how that works.
No,
blurry.
there isn't a displacement. It's literally just your body becomes blurred, shifting and wavering to all who can see you. For the duration, any creature has disadvantage on
yeah.
attack rolled against you.
Cool.
They're immune if they don't rely on sight or can see through illusions.
Right. These are not that sophisticated. That's an 18 on the second hit.
Misses.
18 misses you. Frickin'
Yeah,
paladins.
because of the licorice.
All right, and then the guy on the bridge is going to throw a spear. Yes, he can do that. He's going to throw 2 spears at Zenashi.
Cool. So now she's gonna guiding bolt him in return.
Yeah, but can't you do that?
Well, I had held an attack.
Oh yeah, you did too. Yes, that's true. Okay, go. Guiding bolt.
That is a 20 to hit
That hits.
for 5, 5, 6, 6 is 22 points of radiant damage in his face.
Cool. I rolled a 12 and a 21.
Nope.
21?
My AC is currently 23.
Why did I give
Goodness.
you all so much cool candy? Alright. Cool. It is
Make
now
us more active.
the ordinary orcs.
Regular orcs.
Regular orcs, yes. This one is the one who's trying to get to the boss, so he's gonna just run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and disappear down the thing. He's like there now. So blacksmith is gonna come at Zen. Cool. And smack you. Smack you. He's not gonna smack you. And then the ones on the bridges are gonna throw some javelins. One at Briney. Oh, that's actually not terrible. That is a 24.
That will hit.
Sweet. That is a whopping 5 points of slashing damage. How many more have I got up here? I've got another one that can throw a thing at Briney. That is not as good. That is 17.
Nope.
And one that is going to not do anything at this stage. Cool. Zataz. Sorry, I keep saying it like I say it in my brain.
You're fine. I want to move up as much as I can. Oh, I'm actually place my rapier around and activate my blade stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I will take that movement and fly a little bit right there.
Okay.
Alright, activating your blade stone is a bonus action. Moving is an action. Yeah, No. Okay, that is my turn. I can't cast any spells with that one, so. Yep.
All good. Briney.
I'm gonna move up to this guy and take a smack with old Bessie.
Okay.
Come on, honey. Come on, honey. About to get replaced. Be good. Yeah, she does not like that. That's a miss.
Okay.
My
Why did you tell her you were
my second attack is better. That is a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Okay. And it's gonna do 9 bludgeoning, and we're gonna throw a divine smite in there for another 10.
19 total.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yep.
That's the turn.
That's your turn. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the top. Zenashi.
She's gonna reach out and bad touch this guy with some inflict.
Where did
That's
the
what
bad
we call-
wizard touch you?
That's what we call inflict wounds now. The bad touch.
So that's 18 to hit.
How many?
18.
Yes. Yes.
And that is for 24 necrotic damage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then she will bonus action Toll the Dead, so that is a wisdom save of 14.
Oh shit! I forgot I could do that.
So super wise. Yeah, no, he failed that.
So that is 2d12. Where are my d12s? There. 1, 2. So that's another 22 damage. And then she will...
He's dead. He's
Oh.
dead. He's dead.
I'm sad.
He's dead.
And then I will move up to help Briney.
These orcs are going to tell their children terrifying bedtime stories about the terrible death elf that showed up and just
There's
destroyed
not
them.
going to be any of them left to tell the story.
Only one survivor to tell the story.
And I will hasted action attack this one that's attacking Briney.
Yep.
And that's a nat 20 with my rapier.
Ooh.
For...
Oh my lord.
Pop a divine smite in there.
I don't have any divine smites. I'm not a paladin. That is 11, 8, 19 damage.
Cool. You're terrifying.
I am terrifying. I'm very carefully built. Very carefully built.
I swear, Zen is like CR20.
That's insane. All right, cool.
Not just built to roll.
That's you.
That's me. I'm done.
Sweet. Tess, you're up.
How's my friend here looking?
Like he's been hit a lot.
Mm.
He's quite sore.
Cool.
He's bleeding in a few places.
All right. Well, wouldn't want to disappoint him, so let's keep slashing. That's my third nat 1 in a row, so
Wow.
Twitch and
You have to
strain.
balance out Zenashi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, Chris
Stop
touched my
using
dice.
digital dice, man.
Hey, these dice are usually nice to me.
Just so you know, Chris is flipping you off.
Good. That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
9 slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll pump another divine smite into that. Or
And
Hate paladins.
you have inspiration tests too. Chat.
Yeah, he used that.
I
Oh,
used
he
it
did?
for the
Okay.
attack.
Yep.
Okay.
10 radiant in that.
Cool. He's wobbling on his feet.
For this,
He's like swaying,
second
but
attack.
aggressively. He's aggressively swaying.
Second attack is a 14 to hit.
Misses.
Hasted attack is a 25 to hit. Uh, 8 slashing damage. She
That's
will not smite.
Exactly what you needed. He is down.
Cool. And then she's got haste, right?
Yes.
Yep.
How high is this overlook here?
From where you are, probably not very high. Like 5 feet. It's like you can step on it.
To get down here?
Are you talking about this wooden structure next to you?
I'm talking about jumping off the wooden structure down onto the below.
I see. No, that's more like, what did I say the cliff was? Like 80.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not going to jump down then.
No, I thought you meant to get up onto the wood, and I was like, it's just step up.
Yeah, she'll come to this sort of landing here, where I assume you like climb up and down.
Yep.
And
You're on the wooden structure, I assume.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
I think she's gonna chill. Yeah, she's gonna chill.
Okay. Cool. Zinrie and Marky.
Oh,
So we have to
alright.
check this tent
Yeah.
for a little girl and the cage.
The cage had nothing in it.
The cage is
You can-
empty.
You can
Oh,
just,
right,
you can
right,
just see
okay.
that, yeah. If you're looking in the tent, perception check, please.
Perception is terrible. That is 12 total.
18.
Okay. Zinrie, luckily, can see that there is nothing in this tent. Nobody is in this tent.
Shall we start making our descent here?
Yeah. Yeah.
How deep are each of these, I guess, plateaus is the best way to describe them?
1, 2, I guess like 30, 40 feet each.
Okay.
I don't understand feet.
We shall start our descent.
It's probably not actually that high. Adam just messaged me and said that's higher than the Otaga clock tower, and I was like, oh, that's probably higher than I intended. Oh well. I've said it now. It's canon.
Gonna say a 40-foot drop from here to here without a ladder. Whew, that's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. Actually, in that case, shall we, Zinrie, go down this way and then follow them invisible, of course?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Cool.
All right. So we go this way.
Yes.
Wait. Alrighty. So how far are you going? Or are you just chilling there for now?
Let's chill there for now, because I have a feeling that that area is about to get dicey.
Okay. Cool.
What?
At this point, Tess, from where you are standing, you see a significantly large guy come out of what is obviously a cave opening with the child on the back of a giant scorpion.
Mhm.
He is walking ahead of the scorpion. The scorpion has, so the child is like tied, and she's on the back of the scorpion, and the scorpion has its stinger like ready to go if needed. And he walks out, and he turns, and he looks up, and he goes, I do not think you are here to pay the ransom, so perhaps we should just kill her.
Tess will put up a hand. She'll keep one hand on her polearm, but hold out a hand and say, "There is still a deal to be made, but you shouldn't send peons to do your business."
I was busy.
Okay. If you tell your men to stand down, we can still have a conversation.
I'm told you have a witch who turns people to ash. Will you tell your witch to stand down too?
While your men stand down, yes.
Very well, we have an accord. Come on down.
Zen?
Bring your people with you.
Zen's like, I'm not a witch, so I don't have to stand down.
Yeah.
The scorpion moves over to like the corner, and he's standing in front of it. And these guys are all like circled around because they know what the money is, and they're just waiting for you to come down and join them.
Zen comes down.
I'll say we're out of combat now since we're back to diplomacy.
Zen comes down on her winged boots, and as she does, she's going to use subtle spell again, and cast Sanctuary on the girl.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to attack the girl, they need to make a Wisdom save first.
Okay. Cool.
But she lands next to Tess in her like most intimidating.
Yeah.
Zintai will also land in that area as well. And
yeah, can we just start heading over?
Yeah, can we clearly see where the leader is? Like, we know who the leader is right now.
It's this guy here. He's clearly wearing fancier cloaks and is looking much more badass than the rest of them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty.
So can we start moving over there since
Briney,
we're out of
yeah, we're out of combat, so if you're
Okay.
going, you can go.
Yeah. I want to at least get down to here.
Zinrie and Marky, are you still invisible?
Yes, we are.
I'm gonna need you to make stealth checks now because this is a very heightened situation.
Mm-hmm. Path without a traces is no longer a thing, is it?
No, that's worn off.
That
an hour.
That was
An hour? I thought it was 10
I thought it
minutes.
was 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's an hour.
Oh,
It's an
okay,
hour.
then yes, then you still have it.
Oh,
Oh, perfect. That is.
that's awesome.
The dice are great. Dice God is good. Dice good is great.
We probably shouldn't be all bunched up, so I'm going to move out a little
Mine's
bit.
a 30.
Mine is a 35.
Okay.
Nice.
I rolled another nat 20 on perception. I would just like to point that out. It doesn't help me because your rolls are so high, but fuck's sake.
Yeah, so I was thinking we
planned
go
for
this
this.
way.
What's that?
Like, is there room behind this like tent to go like behind and come
Not
out?
really. It's pretty flush against the
Okay.
wall. Yeah.
But there is enough space to like slip in between.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Or is that too dicey?
Maybe, but you would be rolling at disadvantage because these orcs are now on very high alert.
Thank God I have
can
advantage on
rabbit hop.
stealth.
Rabbit
Yeah,
hop?
and I can rabbit hop 15 feet. So, I mean, I can jump over them. Land in the
through
spot,
them
like
if you're
over
standing
here.
where Marky is.
Huh?
Maybe like through the gap between them if you're standing where Marky is.
Yeah. Or if I came like over this way. Oh, no, I
Can I get? Oh,
want to get to here.
none of. Never mind.
That's
Carry
fine.
on. Carry on.
So
you're
I
rabbit
will,
hopping.
I'm rabbit hopping
Cool.
over the.
Oh.
Where are you landing?
Here.
Awesome.
Over here.
Scorpions have blind sense, so
No.
it is immediately going to try to sting you.
All right.
It has disadvantage
It does have disadvantage.
Why?
because she's
I'm-
invisible. Oh no, blind sense.
Blind
Oh
sight.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
That
You're
was a 22.
It
No?
hits.
Yes, 22.
Yeah.
If it hits, then rules question. If I use the cloud rune that was put on me,
Jaws rune. Yeah. Remind me what that one does.
when I see a creature within 30 feet of me that is hit by an attack roll, I can use my
You-
reaction
you-
to invoke the rune.
You can't see the creature being hit by the attack roll.
Oh, that is true. Oh my god. I just say it's stinging something.
That is 9 points of piercing damage. And I need you to make a Constitution save, Zinrie.
And when this is done, Briney wants to shout something. Oh,
I rolled that one.
Oh!
You
got
got
inspiration, honey. Inspiration,
Oh,
honey.
You have inspiration.
I do. I will use that.
Poison might come in handy, right? The potion.
Oh,
Have
it's
you
still
drunk
only
your
a
potion?
10.
Have you drunk your
I
potion?
took the brewery one.
Oh, okay.
For, like,
Cool.
Yeah.
In that
So
case,
10.
you still fail the save, but you only take half damage. So that will be 22 points of poison damage, so 11 for you because of your resistance. As the scorpion, your invisibility doesn't matter. The scorpion stings you.
Yeah.
When the stinger goes away from the girl, Briney's going to shout, "Zen, get her." Because Zen can fly.
I need Briney in that case to make a perception check for me.
Perception? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you also did not see Zinrie do the jump. Literally
19.
the only thing that saw it was, okay. Yep. However, if we're going to start doing this shit, we're going to have to go back into initiative.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's fine.
Tess, did you want to do something before all this happens?
The only thing I would like to do is, would you say that scorpion, after attacking Zinrie, ended its turn?
It's more like an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Then I can't use the cloud rune. So instead, Tess is just going to bum rush to get as close to the child as she can.
Does anyone object if we use the same initiative we were using before?
Nope.
Or do we want to split it up? Marky and Zinrie, do you want to split yours up?
Yeah, mine was 20, or no, mine was 18, and
Yours,
Marky's
we are where yours was, so
Mine
Marky's was higher.
21.
Marky was 21.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you were after Zen.
So we're
I
just
will-
going straight back into combat?
Well,
Apparently. I'm just
Well,
gonna roll.
I got us close. How much time would you say it took us to get down there? I'm just wondering if we still have any rounds left of our candies.
How long does your candy last?
A minute, so probably
which is
not.
10 rounds.
Probably not. No, unfortunately. Sorry.
That's okay. Just thought I'd check. I had assumed that it would definitely be gone, but then because we came back very quickly, I was like,
Yeah, no, it would have taken probably 5 minutes for everyone to get down and blah, blah, blah. Hang on. I need to just check these things. So that is... Alrighty. Cool. So, Zenashi.
Cool. Well, if we're doing this again, I'm gonna bonus action. Oh, how long does my blade song? I think it only lasts a minute. Yeah. So, bonus action, I activate my blade song again, and then I'm gonna close on the big guy. The big guy's this guy, right?
this guy. Yeah. Yeah, the one 10 feet from you.
Cool. So I 5-foot step and I say, "You have made a mistake, my friend. The Raven Queen will see you soon." And I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds. And it's not a nat 20, but it is an 18. So
That does hit.
4.
It does hit.
1, 2. So is that 3rd level again?
So much for negotiation, huh?
We were never going to leave them alive, because then they just do it again.
diplomacy can be done with one's fists. It's quite effective.
25, 30, 37 points of necrotic damage. Action, bonus action, movement. I'm done. Because I'm not hasted anymore.
Alright. Marky.
Alrighty. Marky is going to Flippin'. Thankfully, that scorpion already took an attack of opportunity. Is Zinrie still invisible?
Yes.
Okay. Marky is going to go and grab the child.
She is tied to the scorpion.
Oh, she's like physically tied to the scorpion? Okay, then
I thought she was just tied up. Okay.
No, she's tied to the scorpion.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
How thick are the bindings?
Rope thick? I don't know.
Rope thick? Okay. Marky is going to break invisibility because this will break invisibility.
Yep.
And with a very special dagger of venom, he's going to cut away the rope.
Okay. Make a... Why is it is it just a dagger of venom?
Oh, it's just a dagger of venom.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's special because it is a dagger of venom. It's a dagger of venom. It's special.
That's what makes it special.
From Erden, I think. Yeah.
It's special because Erden gave it to you.
Yeah.
All right. Can you just roll me... Just make an attack roll with the dagger.
Okay. That is... Oh, and we still have... Bless? Right?
No, nobody's cast Bless.
Nobody's had Bless? No?
Yeah, there was guidance in the beginning, but I don't think we've had
That's
Bless.
it. Yeah, guidance. That's
Nah, it's got to be...
really
I think
different.
That's an ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bless is for attacking.
That is dirty 20.
Okay, yep. So you can cut a pretty significant amount of the rope off, but it's not a 6-second job.
Perfect. Well, I have an extra attack. So I'll go for it again.
Yeah, sure. Sure, let's go with that.
Is it a full attack?
I don't know. We're making up the rules. Let's go. This is what I do.
Well, that's 18 plus 7. It's definitely a much.
Yeah. So, from the point of view of this 9-year-old child who has been kidnapped by orcs and placed atop a scorpion in a threatening fashion, a giant robot man appeared out of nowhere and started slashing at the ropes, tying her to the scorpion. So she is freaked the fuck out. However, you do manage to get a lot of the ropes untied. Like, you could probably now pull her off the scorpion because those were very good rolls.
In common, Marky says, "Be not afraid."
Is that all you say?
He is freaking out. It doesn't matter that you literally appeared out of nowhere and started slashing at her with a knife.
Assassin robot.
And let's be honest, a day when she is already having a rough time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Point of clarification: I've put my aura up on the map so that people can see. You get +5 to saves within that if you are friendly to me.
Cool.
I do not think we can see the aura.
Yeah, we can't see the aura.
You have to make it.
Do I have
make
to...
it visible to
10
players.
feet, right? That's pretty much everyone except for the two up the back.
Yep.
Alright, I'm planning on moving up.
Is that your turn, Marky? Are you doing anything else?
Ooh, not that one.
Yeah, Zinrie. Tess just killed
don't
herself.
do that, Tess.
I mean,
What happened?
if it gets the job through.
Marky will use a bonus action to cast a message to the girl and say, "We are here to help you. Remain calm. I will make you invisible."
Make a persuasion check for me, please.
Alrighty.
Congratulations, you are being rescued. Do not resist.
That's a persuasion. That's 17 on an unproficient roll.
She looks slightly less freaked out now. Although now the robot is talking to her in her head.
The robot does have a very colourful flower crown on their head, to be fair.
That's true. Alright. She has a gag on, so she can't respond. It's classic kidnapped child business. Alright, Tess. That was Marky. I assume you're done.
Yes.
Terrifying the 9-year-old. Cool. Tess, your turn.
Yeah, Tess is going to say, It's all right, Bunny. Everything's going to be fine.
Thank you.
And
That's what I
then-
was fighting for.
Easier for the bunny.
Bunny
to remember.
says,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
little bunny.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
and-
Okay, now we can see the aura.
I made it work.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, Tess is going to take some swipes against the big boss man.
Alrighty.
Or the scorpion. Seems like Marky's got the. Nah, she can't take that risk. She's going to make her attacks against the scorpion.
Okay.
Makes sense for Tess.
Mm.
I'm gonna say this just once. Do not roll a natural one.
That's gone so well for us in the past when you say that, Jax.
You have your
I got my-
inspiration.
just to jinx it, I got all my natural ones out of the way earlier.
Uh-huh.
So
Yes.
this is fine now,
Cool.
right?
Adam just said in chat, Zook shudders. For those of you who were not here, the last time I said that to Adam, he rolled a natural one and Zook nearly died.
Yeah, we
that's
were.
a-
I was up till 7 a.m. my time
Yeah.
for that storage use. That was ridiculous.
Alright, go.
That's a 25 to hit
That will hit the scorpion,
Right.
yes.
for 11 slashing damage,
Mm-hmm.
and not taking any chances, Tess is going to pump a second level Divine Smite into this one.
Mm-hmm.
I assume it's not a fiend or undead, so it'll
No,
just be
It's
3.
just a big fucking scorpion.
Yeah. That's 17 points of radiant damage.
Oh.
She will go again. That was almost a natural one. But that's a natural 19, so 28.
Yep.
For 13 slashing damage. She's not going to put a smite into that. She's going to save it in case she gets the
I
opportunity.
just gave him 113 slashing damage. Hang on.
That's fine.
Double dead.
That works.
Cool. Yep, carry on. I fixed it.
And then with the hilt as a bonus action, that will be a 14 to hit the scorpion.
Hang on. Does not hit the scorpion.
Okay, that's her attacks and bonus action. So yeah, that's that. Is I can see she's sort of up there. Is there a way that Tess can be within 5 feet of the child?
Yeah, so she's on the scorpion's back. I just
Okay.
can't put her right in the middle.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah.
Cool. Yes. Yeah.
So
Tess
if
is.
you're close enough to be stabbing at it, you are within 5 feet of the girl.
Yeah. Cool. Good. Tess is happy.
Okay. Cool. Zinrie.
All right, so the little girl is going to hear somebody that's close by, invisible, go, "Don't be scared, little buddy. We're here to get you out." And we'll try and grab her off the scorpion
Okay.
and get her to like try and position herself like a backpack, you know, sort of like.
It's gonna Yoda backpacker.
How
Yeah,
big is
exactly.
Zinrie?
Zinrie is medium. I don't know, 5.
They're like 5 feet, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a
5'4".
just make a strength check for me to haul this girl off this flailing insect. Arachnid, technically.
All right, yeah. I was...
That's a 9. You know what? I'm gonna use an inspiration. Try again.
There you go.
Because she can't help.
20.
She's still
That's a 20.
tied up. Okay, yep. So you can pull her off, but she's all tied up still. So she's
Oh,
no longer
okay.
tied to the scorpion. But there's like layers of
All right.
restraint happening here.
Okay. Well, I will try, and then if she can't like hold on to
She's
me, then I
also
will like.
Still got a gag and just
Oh,
if-
I would try and that at least. Well,
Okay.
yeah. And as a bonus action, kind of tell her, okay, put this on, and it's the ring that Tess gave me.
Thank you.
To stick it on her. And then I'm gonna try and get you out of here. But I don't think I have anything else I can do. My action would pretty much get her off
So
the scorpion.
how are you holding this girl?
Sort of like carrying her in front of me.
Bride carry?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you have taken her gag out?
Yeah. For now.
But now,
Just rolled a initiative roll for her and rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
This
She's a
girl
fighter.
is yeah. All right.
Level
Cool.
20 sorcerer.
Here we go.
She's the leader of the orc camp. Surprise!
You do have your rabbit hop if you want to start getting out.
I know, I was going to, but I used my bonus action to
okay.
give her the ring.
All right.
So,
It is now the scorpion's turn, and the scorpion, as soon as the little girl moves away, is going to try to sting her.
Make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
That was cocked. Oh my god. That's a 4.
So he cannot attack the little girl, but he can redirect his attack.
Okay, in that case, he's going to redirect it at Marky, who is the next closest person that he can see. Zinrie, you're still invisible, right? Oh, he can see Zinrie. He's gonna attack Zinrie. Sorry, you took his
That's
thing.
okay. No, it's
That is a, and he now makes 3 attacks because this is his turn.
His accessory.
A 18. Oh
Hit.
crap. Second claw attack is 11.
nope.
Sting attack is 18.
Hit.
So
a reaction, I will invoke my Cloud Rune and make the stinger go straight into the chieftain orc's back.
do you have to be able to see Zinrie to do that?
Oh wait, no,
She's still invisible.
Yeah, she's still invisible.
She's still invisible.
Oh, Zinrie.
He's trying to help you, but
Yeah.
you're too hard to see. Okay. So the claw attack is 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
The stinger attack is 7 points of piercing damage, and I need another con save from you, please.
With
Righty.
+5 to this.
Oh, right. Okay, so that's 20.
That succeeds. So you take half damage and then half again. So 13, 16, halved is 8, halved again is 4 points of poison damage
Nice.
from the stinger.
All right.
And then the orc guy is going to... What can you do, buddy?
At the end of the scorpion's turn,
Yes.
Tess is going to use her reaction to invoke her rune, which is the stone rune. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Not very good at those. 3.
3? Cool, because I was still figuring out what the DC for that was.
It's not. It's probably higher than 3.
Yeah, it starts with 8+, so I think we're good. It is charmed by me, and while it is charmed this way, it has a speed of 0 and is incapacitated, descending into a dreamy stupor.
Ah.
The creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns,
Okay.
but that's it. It is
Cool.
out of the fight, hopefully.
Orc chief. Gonna attack Zenashi, who is in his face.
Bring it.
Well,
Twice.
he knows it. She's the disintegration wizard.
Yep. Twice with a great axe. That is a 23?
Shield.
Ah!
Ah.
And a 17 was the other one.
Zen the
Sorry.
Untouched.
It hits the magical barrier and
Yep.
she just She smiles at him, but it's not her, like, halfling taught smile. It's her original smile that's, like, full teeth.
Terrible. That's terrifying. Cool. All right. Cool. We're gonna just hit some people with orcs for a bit. So, orc 1 is gonna hit Marky. No, he's not. Orc 2 is gonna hit Tess. Oh my god, you're going in jail.
No, he's not.
Tess's AC is back down to 17, by the way.
It doesn't matter. I rolled a 4.
I know, I'm just...
Twice in a row. Alright, the fiend guy is going to go after Zen. I think he gets 2, yep.
Cool. Nice, he's 26 right now.
22?
26 right now.
Wow.
I don't think natural 1. Jail. Cool. That was fun. Zataz, you're up.
Okay. This artist will reactivate his blade song and actually lob a chromatic orb at the leader orc that Genasi is facing off against. Yes,
Okay.
right there.
Is that an attack roll? I don't know chromatic.
Yes, that's an attack roll. Yeah, that's an attack roll.
Cool.
It's going to be 19 hits.
19 hits, yes.
Okay, I'm going to hit that with a third. That's going to be a third level chromatic. So, going to be 5d8 lightning damage.
5d8.
Get it.
And
I'm like, this is a baby mission. I won't make it too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Zen's on it.
We're not out of the woods yet.
How many? Sorry?
28 points of lightning damage.
Okay. Cool.
And I'm going to move up just a little bit closer, but not get in Zen's range, just in case he goes wild. Alright.
Cool. That's you. Briney.
Alright, she's gonna move over here and attack this guy with advantage since she's flankies.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. That is a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
And we're gonna throw a Divine Smite into there. Let me get all my dice that I need to get. And that's gonna be 10, 12, 15. So, 5 bludgeoning and 10 radiant if you need it broken out.
I do not for these guys.
Okay, okay. And then second attack, another 22.
Yep.
And 15, 22 points of damage.
Nice.
And then I need a bonus action Toll the Dead Wisdom saving throw.
I threw all my d20s in jail. 1 moment. Okay.
Another dice in the jail?
7.
DC is 16, okay. So that's a
You get 1 more chance.
9 necrotic.
Nice. Cool.
Iron.
That's you.
Yep.
Alrighty, back to the top. It's Lissa's turn. She is going to take a deep breath. And she is going to scream really loudly. And that's all she can do on her turn. She is not, in fact, a level 20 sorcerer. Zenashi, you're up.
Zen is going to...
But it's piercing.
Yeah.
As only a 9-year-old girl can do. Sorry, carry on.
No, that's okay. She's gonna second level inflict wounds, the big guy. And that is a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Where are all my d10s
Do
gone?
you have 500 points of damage?
No, because I didn't... Yes. very carefully built character. That is 25 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah.
And he's still up.
Yep.
So
he's a lot buffer than the others.
A wisdom save, I will toll it.
That was a natural 20, and then it rolled off to an 8. Jail.
Oh, God.
And that is 21 points of necrotic damage.
We hadn't had the dice cam for so long. You would all think that I just fudged the rolls to make it easy for you, but no, my dice really do hate me.
No, you're right. You guys really do love us.
They love us.
So it's attack and bonus action. I'm done.
Marky.
Alrighty. How long is this girl screaming for?
As long as you can have a breath. Probably at least 20 seconds straight.
Gosh. Marky's gonna put a finger to his mouth and just go, shh, no, it's okay, it's okay. The kind bunny is going to hop away now and take you to safety.
The
Please do not
invisible thing
resist.
that's holding her.
The invisible thing that's holding her.
Yeah.
Invisible bunny,
Yeah.
you can feel its soft fur. It will take you away safely. And it casts invisibility on her.
On the girl.
On the
Okay.
child.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
She's still screaming. But you can't see her anymore.
That's probably even more disconcerting, just like
Somebody
playlist.
piercing 9-year-old girl scream.
Yep.
Yep.
That is how far away are the horses?
They're up back at the trees.
That's more than 120 feet,
Yes.
isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, Brock's gonna get to here on my next turn. And
Okay.
and then within 120 feet, he can get to. He obviously can't come down, but if you guys can get up, then he
Yeah.
can get pretty much anywhere in here pretty easily.
Well, I think that's my turn then. I don't have many bonus action stuff. And no cantrips.
Oh, cool. 10.
Or he can get to here and use his reaction to dash back out.
It's your turn, Tess.
Cool. Brock is going to come down to about here.
Yep. I don't know if I have a horse.
Look at my
That's
horse.
okay.
Let me
You
see.
can use the sticker for
I-
blue. The little
I have-
side-eye sticker.
I have a flying rocking horse. Will that do?
That will do very
That's
nicely.
cool.
for Brock.
There you go.
Oh, was that from Mednose?
Yeah. That was from
Uh,
Mad Nose. I will make him so that you can control him. There you go.
Cool.
There's your flying rocking horse, Brock.
Cool. So on this turn, he can't get that far, but he can get.
You can put him wherever you want. Yeah.
He can get about there.
Cool.
Yeah, Tess is going to realize that she can't cast a spell she thought she was going to cast because she needs to touch the kid for that. So she's just going to take some attacks on the big guy.
Okay.
That's a 16 to hit.
That just hits.
Alrighty. It's 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
She's gonna go again. It's a natural 19 for 28
Nice.
to hit.
Yep. You're out of smites, are you?
I've got one left, but I'm saving it.
Okay.
11.
11.
11 slashing damage on the second.
Cool.
And bonus action, she'll just attack again. But that's going to miss with a 13.
Cool. That's you.
That's me.
Zinrie.
Yes.
You have an
Okay.
invisible screaming girl in your arms. What would you like to do?
I will try and like just tell her, shh, we gotta be quiet. We gotta get out of here. And I will bunny hop to here
Uh-huh.
with her.
The
so-
scorpion does not get an attack of opportunity because he is charmed right now.
Yeah.
Also, the bunny hop is a free
the bunny
disengage.
hop,
Oh, is it? Okay.
yeah, it doesn't
Cool.
get an opportunity.
Oh, the girl goes with you.
She
Mhm.
comes with me. So that's the bonus action to rabbit hop. My movement is 45, so I can get like up here.
Yep.
So that, and then as my action, I will go on going for another 40.
I would say because you have to climb up the ladders, they're probably further than that.
Oh, okay.
So you probably can get to the top, but not much further.
Okay. So I'll just stay up here
Yep.
for right now, but I've got the
Yeah, she's with you. Cool.
And both are invisible.
Yes.
Yes.
and the girl's got the ring on. So
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The scorpion gets to save.
Yeah, at the end of its turn, yeah.
It's wisdom, right?
Yeah, it's
I don't think that's going to do it.
8 plus.
The
it's-
DC for my rune is 18. I don't know if they're the same for all of the ones that we got from Archer.
It does not save. It does not save. The
Cool.
the orc guy is going to smack Zenashi again, or try to. No, he's going to smack Tess this time. Oh, for goodness sake. That's a 19.
Yeah, 19 will hit.
Oh, yay. Second one will be a more than that.
Alrighty. Is he doing anything special on any particular hits?
No, he's just hitting. Smacking.
Alrighty. One of them is going to go for a different target. I'll finally
Okay.
use my cloud rune.
Alright. Cool. So one hit on Tess and one hit on the other, on the guy next to him, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So Tess, 12 points of slashing damage.
Sure.
More on that. This guy took 15 points of slashing damage. Cool. Awesome. Orc Smashy. Fiend is going to also hit Tess twice. Though he's tempted to hit his boss who just hit him. That is a dirty 20 and a 22.
Yep, both hit.
15 on the first one. Ooh. 19 on the second one. From him. And then the other two orcs are going to... Oh, Tess again! You're right there, and Marky. So Tess... These guys only get one shot, though. That is a... Maths. 19
On her.
19 to hit.
on Tess. Yep. So that is 11 points slashing damage. And then the other one will be a 16 on Marky.
Which miss.
Misses you. Boring. Cool.
Sorry.
Zataz, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to move up and try right there and get some hits off on the big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Regular action is going to be Green Flame Blade. Okay. Yeah, that's the right move. Roll for that one. See if it hits. Okay, got it.
Thank you, chat.
Getting healed.
Yeah.
That's probably enough. That's it. 7. That didn't hit.
7, no.
So. Nah.
Tess magically heals 7 points out of nowhere.
Amazing. Magic, woo.
Thank the god.
Yep.
Thank you.
She just thinks it's her god. Whoever that is.
Characters are, because of the rules, characters will use bonus actions, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So then I will actually go for a regular attack as my action.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, no. It's going to be a 3. Nah.
Do you have inspiration?
You do have
Probably,
inspiration.
yeah.
So you can re-roll it if you wish.
Okay, you know what, I will give that a reroll. That was a 4. No.
Ice
Bad
jail,
dice,
mate.
bad dice. Yeah, bad dice. I will not move from my spot, but yeah, my attack cannot get into it.
Cool. All good. Briney, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna smack that guy again.
Back that guy.
That is a dirty 20.
That hits.
And
He is
that
beginning
gonna
to look
do-
pretty rough.
Okay. I'm gonna do just 7 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
Hit him again. Oh, that's 24 to hit.
Yep.
And 10 points of bludgeoning.
He is
And then
down.
I need a... Oh, good. Okay, so then the big guy, I would
Yep.
like him to do a wisdom save, DC 16, please.
That's a natural 1.
Okay, let's give him some necrotic. That is
Where's
15,
my make Adam roll?
15,
15 necrotic.
15 necrotic.
Ouch. All right. Ouch. He's looking rough too. Okay, that's you.
It's me.
Sweet. Little girl stops screaming at this point, and she whispers to you, "Are you really an invisible bunny?"
I'm really an invisible bunny.
And that's her turn. Zenashi, are you there?
Hey, I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. I am going to cast Inflict Wounds again. And then, if he's still up, I will do a toll attack.
Jax's face when you say that.
Inflict wounds is a save or an attack? I can never remember.
It's an attack.
All right.
It can crit it.
Roll. Oh, yes. That's how we got Ash Guy.
Yes.
Right. Roll your attack.
Okay, that's a 24 to hit.
24 hits. Damage. Just orc roars in the background.
Yeah.
Sounds of orcs dying.
Yeah.
That's 22 necrotic damage.
How many? Sorry?
22.
Okay. He is up.
Cool, then he can make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Can he? Can he? He can't. That was a 10.
Oh boy.
So what happens to him now? Does he
dies.
die? I think maybe he dies.
Like at least 2d12 necrotic, I think, is coming his way.
Yep, that's 21 necrotic damage.
In fact, die.
Oh my lord.
And for the sake of expedience, I'm going to say that when he dies, all the other orcs are just like, fuck, and they all back off. Because we're already over time.
Yeah.
So they're all going to back off. Does that Scorpio just stay charmed by you until it saves? Okay. So after some time, the Scorpion comes back to being awakeness, but its boss is dead, so it's like, oh, fuck. What do you want to do? What do you want to do with no, not outspoken. It's just in its brain. What do you want to do with the survivors?
Zen turns to Tess.
Who speaks for you all? Now that this scum is gone.
You'll kind of do that, like, we're going to just look at each other and hope someone else steps forward thing.
Have they all actually physically thrown down their weapons?
Yeah. Yeah. They don't want to be turned to ash by this scary elven witch.
Yeah. Tess is going to say, a week's walk away from here, there is a city. You are going to turn yourselves in at Huntbury Stoke and use that week's journey to think about what happens when you mess with families. And if possible, I'd like to get some sort of insight check on whether or not the message sticks with at least one or two of them.
Make an
Sam
insight
looks at
check.
them all and says, "The Raven Queen will be watching all of you."
Okay.
So
Can you also make a persuasion check, please, Tess? With advantage because Zenashi is terrifying.
sure. It's a natural 19 for 25 on the
Cool.
persuasion check. And insight, from when we first faced that guy that we turned to ash, has it been 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, so just straight.
Yeah,
I was
because
gonna
there
say,
was,
give me guidance.
there was a gap in the middle. Yeah.
I can. Is that an ability? Is that a guidance thing I can do?
I remembered I do actually have
Ability check.
I have advantage on this because of the rune. I don't think invoking it actually makes it go away. I just can't invoke it again.
Rune -1 per short rest.
Yeah, there's a passive ability and an active ability.
Yep.
Okay,
And
cool.
so when you invoke it, it doesn't say that it goes away. You just can't
Yep.
invoke it again.
Invoke it again. That's my yeah.
So, I mean, it was a 19 on the first one. And less on the thing. So 19. Was there guidance, did someone say?
Yes, guidance from
Cool.
Briney.
Is a 22 on the insight check.
They seem genuinely rattled by the situation. These are your classic schoolyard bullies. They're used to being the biggest, baddest thing in the room. And then you all just rolled in here and fucked them up. So they are genuinely shaken by the situation. Whether that will translate long term is hard to say, because these are not beings who are prone to, introspection and reevaluating their life choices. But they do seem to be rethinking the idea that they're the baddest bad things out there.
Innocents in this area are well protected. If you don't want to face the wrath of our witch, you'll do well to leave families alone.
Sam just looks at them all from behind her glasses.
One of
Yeah.
them will kind of shuffle forward slightly and go, yeah, okay, we'll leave the kids alone. Totally. And yep, we'll go to that place and tell them that we're, sorry.
Good.
Yep.
If you don't, we'll know.
Cool. Yep.
And then Tess turns to Zen. I think we're done here, yeah?
I'm definitely done.
Well-
Zen will rise up off the ground with her winged boots, and use the opportunity to make her hair flare out, and then she'll fly off.
So we're going back to the home to make sure that she got there safe.
Yep.
Yeah, because while they were talking, Zinrie would have kept going with the kid
Yep.
till she got to Brock.
So she got to Brock.
Yeah.
And Brock
I'm
would-
guessing you guys do not want to rub these orcs blind for their misdeeds.
Oh, what makes you think that?
Yeah.
I mean, there is a ability here that we've yet
Yeah.
to check out.
Tess will head inside.
Really,
Yeah.
just
Give it a quick investigation.
so there's a whole second map.
Oh my gosh.
of the underground part of the stronghold. But we have already gone for 3 hours, so I don't want to spend too long having you guys wander through. But would you like to see it just because it's beautiful?
Yes.
Can we talk about
we do.
Tom Cartos' beautiful maps just for a hot second? It was designed for you to explore gradually, but I will just hang on. Show it to you. And then you can all give me a... Oh, crap. Sorry, hang on. Look at this thing of beauty. Look at it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Oh my god, they have a gladiator pit and everything?
Is that a big bear?
That is a big bear.
Oh.
You never got to see the big bear because you didn't go
but
inside.
it's in a cage. Oh.
It is.
Oh,
It is.
Can we
Yes.
free the big bear as part of this?
We free the big bear.
It
What is
wouldn't
it with
be
the
our
horde
first.
and strays? It wouldn't even be the first
Marky,
bear.
it's right.
Oh.
It wouldn't be the first one. We have one named Brian, yeah.
I wanted to bring the scorpion back home to the menagerie with us.
It's
We're
not
not
a
allowed to
menagerie.
breed strays.
There's no
Alright.
menagerie anymore.
We don't do that
So,
anymore.
as you can see, that they're still there. They're not actually there anymore.
Yeah.
They just get rid of them. But yeah. So I will say that you can each roll me an investigation check
Mhm.
for things that you may or may not find in this place.
18.
Just to simplify matters. 18 for Briney.
Mhm.
21.
15 for Zinrie once she comes back.
15 for Zinrie when she comes back. I heard a 20 something.
21 for Tess.
And then I got a 23.
21 for Zen as well.
I think 30-20.
Dirty 20?
This one looks fun.
Cool. Okay. Wow. Cool. Yep. So,
Good stuff.
as you wander through this place, you find the following items. Stashed in various places, depending on how intently you looked. You find... What does that actually look like? Hang on. Please hold for me to read the description.
Another tank.
Man, I should have bought the tank.
You find a backpack that has inside it something that looks like a deflated leather balloon.
Nice.
You find a kind of... What does this actually look like as well? Ah, no. Do as you're told. It did. Spoilers, it did. I just told it to do the wrong thing. You find a necklace with a pendant on it that is kind of... none of you are Kiwis. Do you know what a power shell looks like?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. The Australians are all like, yeah. The Americans are like, a what now? It kind of has that shimmery, iridescent kind of feel to it. You find a rose, a green rose made of crystal, and a quartz gem, and a really cool looking helm.
Zen will identify everything once we're back. And
Yeah.
I'll put it in your chat channel, mission channel.
Point of
Let you
order,
know.
was Lissa wearing her little necklace?
Yes,
Cool.
she absolutely was wearing her little necklace. Yes.
Cool. I don't have to cast locate object to find it for it.
Apparently, it's an abalone shell. To those of you who don't,
Okay, that's what I
Hello.
thought. Yeah, abalone. Mhm.
I know it as power because that's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
So once you have looted the orcs' stronghold, what are you going to go back to the house, or are you going to just?
Yeah, we want to make sure that she got there
Um,
safely.
Yeah.
So you go back to the house, and you when you get there, she is standing outside the door with mum and dad both like wrapped around her, and she's like, "I'm fine, it's fine, I'm fine. Okay, I missed you too." But she mostly just wants to hang out with Brock. She's like, "Who's a good horsey? You're a good horsey."
Lapping it up.
Yeah.
Doing his
Yeah.
patented
And
He loves it.
Blue is obviously giving side eye because he's not getting any of the attention.
Oh, she probably is also giving Blue attention. This is a horse girl for sure.
Yeah.
Zinrie
when
will come up to her, no longer invisible,
Yep.
and be like, "Good job, staying quiet." You know,
She's going to turn around and, you are an invisible bunny. You're not invisible anymore.
Bunny. I'm not invisible.
Cool. And she sort of stands up tall and holds her hand out, and she says, I practiced this. She says, Alessandra, Beatrice, Gwendolyn, Delaborde, at your service.
Zinrie. It was so much fun to rest.
Oh, she's not going to get the full name?
No.
Zinrie?
Names have power.
Takes her hand very solemnly, and then she grins and she goes, thank you for saving me from the horrible scorpion.
Of course.
Yuck.
That's what we... Right. Grow.
And the parents also are like, thank you so much. You're amazing. Will they come back?
No.
I don't think you'll be seeing them anytime soon. I think that camp is past tense.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
If they do come back, let us know. I'll be happy to come and deal with it.
Very much appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, just tell them that there's a scary witch looking on, and they will just spread that rumor. That'll keep them in line.
Mommy, can I be a scary witch? No, Lissa. You're going to be a doctor like your father.
Oof.
Zen will just cast a message and be like, live your best witch life.
Okay.
Tess is going to. I mean, she's only 5 foot, so she's probably at Lissa's level already.
Yep.
And she's going to come up and say, "It's a very nice ring you're wearing there. That one's very special, and it'll keep you safe. You keep it on at all times, okay?" And she'll just put her hand on her shoulder.
Looks at it and she goes, oh, you don't want it back?
You keep it.
Thank you.
He's got a friend who could make him another one. Gee.
Cool.
Yeah. And she'll give a nod to the mother as like, told you, everything will be fine.
Thank you so much. You have no idea. We are so grateful to all of you.
That's what we're here for.
Well, shall we go for a wander, folks?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yes.
one of the newbies should say the thing.
As we get out of hearing range of the family.
Yeah.
This time, maybe, Zen?
Zen will look at Zataz and say, why don't you take us home?
And he will respond, will it work if I can only say it in
Oh.
one?
I don't think it will. I think it might have to be Marky that does it.
You could sign it.
We
Yeah,
can try it.
Right.
That's interesting.
There's only one way to find out, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay, he will spread to make sure everyone hears it, and he will say, Lady Bellatrix, and what's that?
A D20. Just roll me a D20.
Okay, all right. I'm just like just throwing everyone, and something happens. Okay, D20.
It's a D20.
This is uncharted territory here.
14.
How many?
14.
Yep, you are all transported back to the throne room. There was an odds-even situation in my brain.
Let's do.
You all hear him say the word in your head, and you are transported back to the throne room. And the lady looks up and she goes, "Oh, welcome back again. Did you
Yes,
achieve
ma'am.
the objective this time before coming back?"
Tess is
Yes.
beaming, and she'll say, "Yes, lady.
Excellent.
It's well taken care of."
So the girl is back with her parents, and the
Mhm.
kidnappers are unlikely to kidnap again.
I think they
Anyway,
definitely
ones that are
learned
left.
their lesson.
The ones that are left are unlikely to, but we
Excellent.
told them we're keeping an eye.
Much appreciated.
Bandits are what they are, but I think the lesson will stick for a while at least.
Excellent.
If nothing else, the stories of the witch should keep people behaving for a while.
The witch. I see. Well, this is how legends are made.
Indeed.
Sylvia did me an excellent turn once, many, many moons ago. I am glad that you have helped me return the favor by returning her daughter to her. She's a bit... She has a good heart.
Definitely a good key.
Excellent work, everyone. I'm sure that your friends and families are waiting to welcome you back and will be glad to see you safe. You will each earn gold appropriate to your current level. So mechanically, that is 100 gold for every level you were at you were at in the game. So those of you for whom it's the first game, 500 gold. And you will get to level up. And you will get a boon of some sort that will appear on your character sheet in the next day or two, when I get around to doing it. It is a kid weekend, so it may be slower than it is sometimes, but
it's a kid
thank
mission,
you.
so
Yeah. Thank you all for playing this game with me and being part of the Horde. It is a crazy, awesome family, and I'm very grateful for all of you being in it, especially those of you who are new. It's so exciting to get new people. So thank you very much. I hope you had a good time today. And those of you watching, if you are not already in the Horde, you should join us. It's an excellent time to join us. We have a lot of new people, which means we have a lot of low-level games happening at the moment. So it's an awesome time to jump in and get those early levels done. Have a beautiful time zone. We will see you next week. Next week is Larian's Arena, which will be the mission that gets Eclipsis to level 20.
Yes. Nice.
Which is bonkers. Eclipsis was in the very first mission, the Infiltrator.
Yeah.
She is about to hit level 20. So don't miss it. That will be next week. We'll be back in our normal time slot next week. This week we just had a kid rugby situation. And you've got to put your kids' rugby ahead of everything.
Yes.
So we will, see you all next week. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful time zone. Bye.
Bye.